Hello, and welcome to Power Play, which is partially taking place on another planet this week. No, don't worry. Based on a lot of games, sometimes they get confused. They don't know what show where they're on. It's very understandable. I just have the one. They have like 50. But yeah, hello, welcome everybody. I'm Rick Bud, your game master, and all these amazing people are B Zelda, who is our Ulez Galley, and Sam Lev, who is our Kadrax, and Caitlin Bruder, who is our Benny Beckett, and welcoming back Omar Najam, our Vion Vigor. Hello, Omar. Yeah, those are the people. And I want to throw a special thanks, as usual, out to Jake and Lauren and the mods and everybody at QueueTimes. Those mods who I was just lucky enough to see this week. A bunch of us actually get to see this week. We love you, mods. Mods are the real heroes of the internet, folks. Never let anybody tell you differently. And did you just get to see what was the thing? Okay. All right. Yeah. So your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes, and your donations to the tip jar help support the people that you see here on the screen. It's our Save the Cast fund. Feed the Cast fund, not Save the Cast. Don't worry, they don't need saving. They're okay.
They're already doomed.
I'll take care of dooming the cast. No, wait. Sorry, that didn't come. Never mind. So here's how our rewards work as usual. If we get to $50, the team gets a point of community determination, which they need super badly right now because nobody has any determination, and there is no determination in the bank because it all kind of got burned in the midst of some shenanigans that happened at the end of last week. $50 point of community determination. And if we get to $150, there is the mysterious benefactor. Inside our world, our team has a mysterious benefactor who sends them useful gifts. Outside, we know that mysterious benefactor is you, the chat, who has given them a whole bunch of cool stuff this season so far. They've gotten power nullification handcuffs, 4 medium-range earpiece communicators, state-of-the-art lab equipment, state-of-the-art computer system, a doggy flying kit with doggles and a little doggy aviator cap, and a state-of-the-art toolkit for working on like technological thingamabobs. And this week, if we get to $150, the team gets a single-use pair of X-ray specs, which can see through materials up to level 7.
That's unexpected.
That is right through them. Yes, well, you should expect the unexpected when it comes to X-ray specs. You get X-ray vision, but just single use, and it goes through material level 7, which is iron in this game. So that covers a lot of territory, actually. And that is the mysterious benefactor gift. And if we get to $250, there's the after credits lore drop, a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. And you can always see these tiers in chat with the command unlocks. And if you can't help us out by donating, you can help us out by liking and commenting on our YouTube videos or sharing our tweets and stuff like that. And we really appreciate all that stuff too. And we appreciate all the amazing fan art y'all have done. And it's like oh my God, it melts us every time. You can get Power Play merchandise. There are t-shirts and stickers and stuff that's got Caitlin's awesome character art on it, and Hector's, the logo Hector made us here that you see. Yep, there's a sticker, and there's a sticker. Yep, see, they've got them. Now you can too. And Jake will pump the Teespring link down into the chat there. The game we play here is called Icons. It is published by Ad Infinitum Adventures and was created by a righteous dude named Steve Kenson. You can check him out on Twitter at @SKenson. The book edition I have is published by Green Ronin. I think they're still sold out of them. I should check on that at some point, but you can definitely get there are print to PDF editions that you can have made for yourself and stuff. It's a really cool game. Try it out. You can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter and Instagram to keep up with all the stuff we do. And PowerPlay is now also available as a podcast for the podcast inclined. You can find it wherever fine pods are casted. And that is the announcements. Time for PowerPlay. Oh my God, we're back, and apparently, the first 2 tiers are unlocked. Maybe we're like an inch away from the third tier. Y'all are amazing, and we love you, and we are once again just completely stupefied. This is now 2 weeks in a row that we thought Jake just forgot to reset the counter, yeah, wow. Thank you, everybody. 246.72. That's, I can't believe. Wow. Yeah. So I got nothing but wow. So yeah, thanks. And all right, let's make this a good one for the nice people. So
Fine. I wasn't going to, but
I know Sam was like, let's dog it this week, and then all of a sudden, now you've turned them around. Yeah, you're looking at you, Delev. No, sorry. Previously on Power Play. Wait, hang on. Am I getting a thing? Is there a thing? Is there a no, there's not a thing. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I think people are sending me messages and they're not sending me messages, and I need to learn how to focus more. Anyway, previously on Power Play. The police raided Vion and Ulez's apartment on an unsanctioned, unrecorded search. Vion tried to use a thumb drive that had been sent to him by his old pal Destiny Ben Dixon to lure the cops back to the scene, but despite the fact that Destiny predicted he'd need the drive, the trick didn't work. Later, Benny decided to meet her biological father, Adam Aubrey, but learned from his husband, Cal, that he had disappeared only days prior. The team went to Adam Aubrey's last known location, and through some investigating and some postcogging, they learned that Adam had been turned into a statue that had been carted off by the police. They eventually figured out that the culprit was a super named Reuben Reese, who was formerly a prisoner at Enn's Glass Tower. They went to question Reuben's son Doran, but were surprised to learn that Reuben himself was actually at his son's house, hiding out in a shed out back. Vion went to investigate, but despite being very careful, he was turned to stone. Benny, Kadrax, and Ulez quickly captured Reuben and learned that he believed he could make a cure for his Medusa effect, but he needed a sample of a flower that was locked in a vault at a high-security lab that belonged to the oil company Coralon. The three helped Reuben get the sample, but he was tempted by the chance to get revenge on the old boss who had turned him over to Enn. Kadrax tried to stop him, but Reuben unleashed his power, turning both of them partially to stone and killing Kadrax, who did succeed in stopping him, I might add. Thanks to some decisive action by Benny and Ulez, all four of them made it back to the detective agency, where Ulez worked with Terrence and Molly Darnell to develop a cure based on notes that Reuben had left in the margins of the library books that he had. They were ultimately able to cure Reuben, who left in disgrace, as well as they can cure Kadrax, who eventually was resurrected again thanks to their Eversinger immortality. They were also able to cure Vion, but instead of waking up, he stayed unconscious with some weird, swirling, ghostly colors in his eyes. That is where we left off, pretty much, but it is not where we are picking up. Instead, we are going to pick up the previous evening, right after Vion Vigor was turned to stone. We were at Doran Reese's house. It was the evening of Wednesday, December 9th. And Vion, at the moment you saw that red flash, the whole world around you changed, like a dissolve from a movie. And suddenly, instead of being in Doran's backyard, you were in the abandoned ghost town of Grave Glen, California. And at first, you thought you were alone. But then a voice from behind you said, "Howdy, partner."
I turn around and I expect to see the sheriff.
It is the sheriff, in fact. Sheriff Winston Duke is the actor there.
Hey, Sheriff.
Hey, Vion. Looks like you got yourself in a little trouble again.
Yeah, well, anytime you and I have a conversation, it's usually right after or right before. So I'm guessing this is one of those right after moments, huh?
Yep, you done got yourself turned to stone.
Well, when in Rome. So, how do I turn myself back?
Well, you can't, and I can't help you with that either. You're gonna have to count on your friends to do that if it's gonna happen.
Okay, well, pretty good chance of that happening. So, guess I can just sit back and wait.
Well, while I got you here, I reckon it's about time I came clean with you.
Okay.
You see, Vion, I'm not really a sheriff, and neither are you. Vion, when we met, I knew you saw the world through the lens of 20th century pop culture, that you were schooled in it, so to speak.
Yeah.
And in pop culture, justice is usually represented by someone who carries a badge, like a cowboy sheriff, say. And I believe that that was what you needed to see in order to start understanding your purpose. But in the real world, justice has nothing to do with a badge. In fact, they are very often opposite. And I think it's time me and you sever that connection. And he reaches out and he unpins the sheriff badge from your lapel.
This one? Okay. Where is sorry, it's backwards on the
You're not going to need this anymore, Vion. And he crushes the badge in his fist and it turns to dust and he scatters it in the sands at your feet. In fact, I think it's about time that I drop this whole sheriff's shtick. And suddenly, his clothes glow and the sheriff outfit he was wearing is replaced by a simple white cloth gown. From now on, Vion, you can just consider me your guide. I might keep the face, though. I like it. Taking your next steps is going to mean understanding that justice doesn't flow from a tin star. It comes from a community, and it is inherent in how we treat people. You'll figure it out. You always do. And as he says that, these weird colors start to swirl in the air around you. And they surround you and block out your vision. And then you blink and you wake up on the floor of the detective agency.
Okay, take a second to make sure that this is real. I I try to move my fingers.
Yeah, and you can move.
Okay. I slowly sit up.
Okay, and you can move. And you look around and you see Ulez and Benny attending to a very whooped looking Cadrax.
Okay, I get up again very carefully because sometimes when I have like sleep paralysis stuff and I try to get up really fast, it's like doesn't work out. So very tenderly, I kind of get to my feet and I make sure that I've got my blood flow going properly. Well, actually, no, I don't need to worry about that, do I? Sorry, that's sort of an old habit, isn't it?
But that's legit. By the way, I see we have hit 269.69 is what I'm told, or what does that say? Yes, 69.69. Nice. Thank you. I just, this chat. Yeah, and Benny and Ulez are attending to Cadrax, who looks, like death warmed over, so to speak. And sitting in the chair near your desk is Doran Reese, who just kind of staring at his feet, lost in thought.
Yeah. Oh, it's a green screen. This isn't going to show up. Sorry, this is completely out of game. I wrote nice on a Post-it, but it's green. So
What a green post that you really thought that
It
one
shows
through.
up just a little bit, almost
Like reflectively. Ghostly, eh?
There it is. There it is.
It is hella backwards though.
Yeah,
Hella
that's
backwards.
You
a
know,
cool effect. Yeah.
that's life. And what follows afterwards. Hey, everyone.
Oh, you are well. We greet you, Vian.
Yeah, I'm back
You
for.
good? Are you okay?
Wow, it's been a wacky couple minutes. How long? What happened?
Oh, a whole lot. Where do we begin? We succeeded. We did it.
Well, hey, that first of all, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Second of all, not surprised.
Uh-huh.
Third of all, what exactly did you succeed in doing?
Oh, we infiltrated the base, the oil company, in which we had to navigate to the very bottom and acquire some incredibly secret formula and then utilize that and extract the information to create a solution. And it was incredibly easy with no problems.
I hold out my hand to high five Ulez.
This is the slapping gas.
Well, that is absolutely. Did you do some detective stuff?
Oh, of course.
Did you
a
do
lot of investigation.
Did you do any deception? Did you come up with an alias like we practiced?
Did I? We feel like we did. Oh, yes. We used the name Sherlock Watson. It was brilliant. Nobody guessed that I was the investigator.
I turned to Benny. Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah, actually. We had a few questions, but then we stuck to just Professor Watson at the end, and it ended up more okay. Yeah.
People are intimidated by titles. Yeah. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Except, what's going on with the doc?
Oh, they died.
Yeah.
It was rather unfortunate. I did not get there in time. Benny, you witnessed the event, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you all right, Benny?
We'll reevaluate that after I sleep. But
Yeah. Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you want some? I guess we wait. Right? Am I incorrect in saying that?
Oh, they are, alive now.
Yeah, Kendricks woke up, right? They're up. Yeah.
They're just sitting there, like manual breathing.
I'm like, Cadrax, you weren't moving at all. I thought. Sorry, I didn't understand. Okay, yeah. Are you okay? Can you speak? Is everything all right?
Yes.
Great.
No.
Oh.
Respectively.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Emotionally, you got to work through some stuff, or.
I have been dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But you're back. You know.
As are you. Are you well?
Also difficult to say, I guess. I got visited by the sheriff.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Okay. Rick, is my badge still on my person in this existence?
No, let's just say it's gone.
Wow. I'm also gonna have to rework my holiday presents for all of you then. I look for it and then I don't see it. I'm gonna try to ghost. I'm gonna try to phase.
And you are able to phase just fine.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I had a little bit of an abrupt meeting. I'm gonna have to figure out the philosophy and the meanings behind that. But for all intents and purposes, you're all okay.
Uh-huh.
And I guess we can just kind of continue on after maybe some rest for Benny and some recuperation for the rest of us.
And Doran Reese gets up and he says, "I'm glad you're okay, Mr. Vigor."
Doran, yeah. Yes, I'm so sorry. That was rude of me. How are you doing?
It's been a rough one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm gonna go home and get some sleep.
Okay.
Y'all promise me that you'll get the cure to the people who need it first thing in the morning.
Oh, absolutely. We are also aware of the location of the rest of the statues, so we can take care of everything. And this aerosol formula is quite portable.
I'm gonna take out. I think in like episode 1, I established that Benny has like business cards from like college, and she's gonna take it out, and she's also gonna write on the back the number of this office and pass it to him so that he can get in contact with us if he needs anything.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at it and he sticks it in his pocket and he's, thanks for helping my dad.
Yeah. Hey, Doran, family's a tough thing. So, just give it time. And if you don't mind, when you get home, just because of events, ring that number that Benny just wrote down just once, just so we know you got back okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
And he leaves, closing the door behind him. And anything else y'all want to do tonight?
I have something I would like to do, but I guess I'll check in with everybody first. Doc, are you heading back to your place to rest up?
They kind of lift their head a little and then right back onto dog.
You want to stay here for the night?
We can keep you company.
Yeah.
I have some research that I would like to do.
Is there room on the couch? I look at the doc like
I had a Vion wanted to pop out to go do something, but if everyone is staying, Vion will not even mention that, and instead we'll walk over to the TV or whatever screen we have, and I would like to put on either literally this or our equivalent of it. I would like to throw on Grey's Anatomy. Or
sure.
Just like fun doctor, sexy doctor procedural, and whatever that is in our universe. And
beige. Doctor word. I don't know.
Beige sexy doctors.
Let me go look up another surgery book because the Grey Grays is a very worthy pun, and I know there are more. I'll get one on the break.
I don't know. Sexy doctors. Okay.
All right. Yeah, there's more than enough room. What do we? You know what? Let's get some food. Even if even for those of us that don't eat, what are we interested in? Let's just treat ourselves a little bit tonight.
Oh.
Did we ever get Thai food?
Did we ever get Thai food? I remember being excited about the Thai basil.
Oh, I think we rushed around. I think
this is the end of the day. This is what the end of the day is.
The Thai time?
We get,
the second day of it, as I recall, but there was no Thai. There was no diegetic Thai. Diegetic, if you will.
It's making me want Thai food.
So yeah, we order a ton of Thai food. I'll call it in. And then what I would like to do is after I order, I like to step to the side a little bit so no one can hear me. And I would like to call the library.
Yeah, and it rings a couple of times, and then you hear Baronsdale Public Library.
Voice of an angel, Pete, how you doing?
Hey, Fionn!
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Something I can do for you, or you just want to hang out?
Hey, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B with you anytime, Pete. This one's a little more specific. Although I will say we got to meet your daytime compatriot. Just what a wonderful fellow.
Oh, Marley, yeah.
Yeah.
She's the best.
We got our bias, so at some point we'll have to swing by and talk to Marley and get to know her a little bit. But hey, I got a little request, and this one might be difficult to pull up or not. This might be a little bit of a challenge for you, but would you mind this is going to sound odd, but I have the name of a sheriff that I'm going to send to you. Is there any way that you could pull up anything you can find on this gentleman?
Sure. I'll give it my best, my best try.
Great. I'm going to not only share what I know about the sheriff, but also describe him in detail. and just pass it on to Pete and just kind of get him going on that journey.
Okay, and he writes down every last word, and he's like, okay, I think this might be a job for the librarian cabal. I'm gonna get Marley in on this. I'm gonna call Liz. I'm gonna call everybody, and we'll work the whole system because this is very specific information. So give me a couple days, and I'll get right back to you.
That sounds great, Pete. I hope you have a wonderful night. I really appreciate you.
Oh, you humble me, Vion.
And, great. And then I guess we'll just hang out and watch the show that Sam will come up with the title of until Thai food gets here.
Yeah, and you watch Unspecified Beige Sexy Doctor Show, and you get your Thai food, and you have a little in office feast for everybody, and the people who need sleep manage to catch a little shut eye, and
the people, as if it's not just me.
The people, Benny, who need sleep.
Benny of the people, yeah.
Benny, yes, Benny for the people, yes. Very, yeah, and eventually night gives way to day, and the morning rolls around, and what do you want to do now? You have the cure. You did promise Dora and Reese you would get it to the people who need it. That doesn't have to be the first thing you have to do, but that is on. Yeah,
I am. Let's see. Just to establish a little bit of world building, I think some of the other offices have been set. We don't have anyone else working here at the current moment, so they've been set up with like some sleeping arrangements, so like people don't have to just like crash in the middle of everything. Mm-hmm. So as we slowly assemble, Vion's drinking a cup of coffee, and so we want to release all the statues, right?
Oh, yes, because Benny's parental unit is among them as well.
That's right. We should probably come up with a plan.
We cannot simply enter and then march into the facilities that we need to spray all of these statues.
We could. So okay. That's option. That's option. Well, I don't want to. Let's call that option flower, just so we don't have like a taxonomy. That's option flower. Or option march. That's option march. Maybe an option distraction as well, where we distract the folks guarding that warehouse, and then kind of start sneaking some statues, frozen or unfrozen out. I'll throw that on the table. What do you think of Doc?
We should take advantage, if possible, of your ability to enter through non-traditional means. Reconnoiter the building, discover its materials and location of the statues, which should be fairly easy to find based on known density, and send you in. You seem like the most likely prospect given your abilities.
Yeah, okay, great. So we got Operation Ghost. Benny, got any ideas?
I mean, if we we have the one contact. Maybe we just let us in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he would, though.
Is this an access thing that is our problem? Because I have rather enjoyed making false identification papers and cards for us.
Hey, if we can sneak that in, I wouldn't be opposed.
Vion, we did not get to tell you. Look, and like they pull out like this security badge that says Professor Sherlock Watson. There we go. Impeccable.
Did you make this?
With some assistance. We did require it wasn't Pete. Was it Pete or was it Marley?
It was Pete, yeah.
It was, okay. With the assistance of our friend Pete, the two of us combined our energies. Mostly they had a lot of resources to pull up on, and look at what we made.
Absolutely incredible. Ulez, that looks fantastic. Wow. That's great.
Well, we thank you. We would love to make some more falsified security identifiers.
We should make just a bunch of identities just for fun.
We would like that.
And then when we go to coffee shops, we can use those names to pretend to be them.
Yes.
I lean over to Benny. What is the tactical goal this accomplishes?
Fun, probably.
Toward what objective?
Personal amusement.
Suspicious. They lean back.
There's also a possibility that Ulez and I could, I mean, that's definitely like, there might be a component that's distraction, and there might be a component that's teleporting the statues out one by one or something like that.
Oh.
What would stop us from just going in and like waking everybody up at once and then letting the police deal with that?
You know what?
That might not be dangerous. That might not be safe for the people.
That's true.
But if we're there and a danger pops up, we can deal with the danger. It does put us at a disadvantage.
I mean, we can absolutely teleport multiple folks out, but unfortunately, we believe that we might run out of steam before everybody gets to exit.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want you to have to do that.
Yeah, maybe we just get let in. Or try to make them let us in. What's the guy's name? What's the...
Leon?
Yeah. Do you think he'd let us in?
Leon Neal, yeah.
I'll give Leon a call. Let's just see if if Leon even agrees to that.
Yeah, then we can, if that doesn't work, then we can start our distraction methods.
Great.
It would avoid contaminating evidence in other cases.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. All right, I'm going to call Leon.
Okay, you dial and phone rings a couple times and you hear, Neil, sorry, I got a crawler in my mouth. What's up? Who is this?
Hey, Leon, it's Leon.
Oh, hi.
What's going on here? Hey, listen, we want to pop in and give me 1 second, Leon. I'm gonna go ahead and just like hold the phone to my chest and turn to everybody else. How am I supposed to pitch this?
We have the ability to resolve an ongoing situation taking up use of their officers' time.
We have solutions to a problem.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. Hey, Leon, it's me again.
Hey, Leon.
You know how you got all the statues and evidence?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, hey, you don't ask questions you don't know the answers to. We can take those off your hands and return them back to non-statue form if that's something you're interested in.
Seriously?
Did they know that people were getting turned into statues, or did the police just think people were leaving statues places?
Let me ask that, actually. That's a great question, Benny. Hey, did you, Leon, did you know that these were people being turned into statues, or did you just think that they were statues?
Well, we kind of have explored both possibilities. Normally, I probably would just have assumed they were statues, but ever since that whole glass tower thing and
yeah,
team of superheroes, and I have considered the possibility that they might not have been. Plus, we've had a lot of missing person reports that seem to have matched up with some of the people who were found in statue form. We were kind of hoping against hope that it wasn't something like that. But you're saying that you can cure them?
Yeah, easily. We can stroll right in. We can get everyone, taken care of. Probably want to do it in an orderly fashion. Is that something we could do without really getting our names on any records? Could we just do that? Or is that something we should pass on to you to process?
Meet me at the police evidence warehouse in Yard Hill as fast as you can get there. And he gives you the address.
Great. We'll fly right on over.
And he hangs up.
Okay.
Before we head over, I should probably transfer this solution to a larger container. I was using just a tiny little spritzer.
That's a good idea.
I want like one of those like cans, a can of paint sprayers that you use for cars.
Ooh.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Just super soak the fools, absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll say you either have one of those around or you have the time to pick one up from the local hardware store. It's Port Ruby. There's like a hardware store every other block. So, yeah, you transfer it to something that is more convenient to spray with. And how do you get down to the evidence warehouse? Drive or you fly?
I was told we would fly.
Well, everyone who can't fly can get in the van, I suppose.
Can I not simply bring you?
Can you bring all of us?
I can fly, and I guess Ulez, you can teleport.
correct.
In fact, I'll teleport with Ulez.
Oh, cool.
If that works for everybody.
Benny?
I mean, we can also take the van, I guess.
Do I need...
I am more than capable of taking all of you with me. You are very light and frail.
You're too kind. Yeah, let's just fly. Let's just use powers to fly over. Save some emissions.
Cool.
Okay. So Gadrax, you're gonna fly, and Vion, you're gonna cast magical flight, and then you're each gonna carry one of the others, or Urlez is gonna just teleport the Bamp their way there, or something like that. Is that the deal here?
I think so. Yeah, I think Gadrax, you're carrying Benny. Ulez, you're teleporting, and I'll fly.
All right. Vion, since this is a non-combat, adventure situation, I'm going to just say that your spell works.
Thank you.
For these purposes. And yeah, you get to the police evidence warehouse in Yard Hill.
There's definitely a moment of, oh God, I didn't know if I was afraid of heights, but now we're finding out. Let's go.
Hey, this is your first flight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah. So how do you do? Are you afraid of heights?
I think she gets over it, but I think for the first 5 minutes, it's like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. And then after a while, it's like, okay, this is actually pretty cool.
And it's a relatively short flight. You're going from Yard Hill to Yard Hill, so it's really just a few blocks. But
as we land, I'm like, I was just getting over it.
And there is Leon Neal standing outside the entrance waiting for you, and he's like, points at Ulez's spray thing, and is that the cure?
Yeah, that's
Correct.
yeah.
We worked very hard to make this. However, it is not meant to be consumed. It does not taste very good, so I have been told.
Thank you, Professor.
All right, why don't you show me here? Come on. And he opens the door to take inside, and inside there is an evidence clerk who I think was played by Brent Spiner, and he says, Detective Neal. And Detective Neal says, Martin, I need to take these people to the rock garden. And Martin says, whatever floats your boat, right this way. And he picks up a ring of keys and leads you down a long hallway to a set of double doors. And on the other side of the doors, there's a huge warehouse filled with evidence. And you follow him down a row between two sets of shelves. And then he stops at the end of the row and he points to the wall and he says, voila. And you immediately see the wall is lined with statues of people in bizarre and terrifying poses, adults, children, every type of person imaginable.
Let's can I pitch the following to y'all? Let's test this out on a bird or something like that. And because I feel like we're gonna have to explain to folks as this goes. Yeah. I'm not saying we go one by one, but I mean, let's just see what a reaction is first.
The reaction of a bird.
A reaction of a bird coming out of statue stasis.
Okay.
And he brings you a bird statue from one of the shelves, and Martin holds it out, and Ulez spritzes it. And just like you saw in the office, the stone sort of just dissolves away, and suddenly the bird kind of shakes and turn its little bird head, and then like its feathers kind of ruffle, and then it like spreads its wings, and then it swoops and starts flying up around the rafters.
Oh, maybe we do the animals outside.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should have specified. We gotta get that bird out of here. Can we open a window or something? No, it's an evidence locker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a good job. We always kind of have birds up in these rafters, but I'll work on it.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. If you're great, if you can handle it. Okay, let's take all the animals outside, unstone them, and then move on to the humans.
Sure.
Great.
There is the warehouse has kind of like a big like truck entry door, and Martin kind of goes over and, raises it like, the garage door for you. And Martin and Leon Neal both help you carry all of the animal statues outside one by one. There are a lot of them, but you've got all day. So
are they like heavy, like like they were stone all the way through? Like they feel like,
I mean, the bigger ones are heavy. Yeah,
okay.
certainly. It's like, the birds and the squirrels are just, liftable. The other ones kind of, some of them have to be dragged. Sometimes, if the big dogs, you have to take 2 of you at a time, have to take them, kind of thing.
Use a trolley.
Yeah.
There's dogs. Oh, do the dogs have collars? See, this is where it gets complicated.
We have a busy day ahead of us.
Many of them do. And you go one by one unfreezing the dogs, and Martin, as you unfreeze the animals, he brings the dogs into a pen, that like he starts using like one of the warehouse little, these little like closet kind of cage closet thing is like a pen for the dogs and a different one for the cats, and the squirrels just kind of get released into the parking lot to
throw them
away.
outside.
Yeah, they'll be
the
fine.
parking lot squirrels. Yeah. That's the name of something.
And it's basically the same with all the animals. It's like, the stone melts away, and they kind of shape their way back and very quickly start behaving like themselves. It's almost as if nothing happened.
Well, fantastic. Let's start going through, and I guess now unfreezing the humans.
Sure. And how do you want to start this? Just gonna pick a random human, or?
Yeah, I imagine those ones are probably too heavy for us to move out, so we'll probably have to do like a pretty specific, like spray a little cluster. Doc, let's have you talk to the first group a little bedside manner, kind of explain to them what's going on, just to catch them as they kind of reemerge, if that's all right.
Yeah, I think we do. After seeing what happened with Vian, I think Benny will kind of point everyone to like, everybody hold somebody up so that they don't fall and hit their head on the concrete floor of this warehouse or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're all standing like
locked knees. That's not good. Yeah.
We all therefore lay them horizontal.
That's true. We can
that's a good idea.
Gonna say that there are about 35 humans.
Wow.
How many do you take in your first batch?
3.
Okay.
Right? Does that sound good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll just start small, and if it goes well, we'll go bigger as we move.
Yeah.
And Martin chooses them based on the order in which they came in. Says, let's, he's sort of like, well, maybe we go with the first ones to come in since they've been stoned the longest, so to speak. So let's, and he selects 3 people, and you lay them horizontally on the floor as per Kadrak's recommendation. And Ulez, you do your thing and spritz them down, and just like with Vian, it's like, at first, they unfreeze, stone melts away, and sort of they just like kind of collapse onto the floor, and then eyes open, and they sort of very slowly start testing fingers and toes and kind of curling their neck a little bit, and the 3 of them look up and...
Hello? My name is Dr. Caden D'Alto. You have been affected by a petrification reaction, and you are all now in recovery. The cure was developed and entirely successful You should be doing all right. I'm just going to give each of you a very quick check over. Is that all right?
One of the dogs that are in the pen starts barking, and all three of them kind of like, they look very confused, but they sort of nod and.
Good, thank you. And with any luck, the normalcy of just going through a check gives them a few minutes to become a touch more grounded, and just this might feel like a medical setting as much as possible.
Yeah, and I'd say it's like, you do your check, and you might answer a couple of incidental questions. Where am I? How did I get here? That kind of thing. And
yes, unfortunately, you're in Baronsdale. I suspect you are of Avalon.
And one of them looks over at the wall and sees all the statues lined up and is like, was I like that?
No, you were somewhat shorter.
And just kind of throws you a puzzled look, if you're, and but your examination kind of does its job. Everybody seems totally normal, and bit by bit they make it to their feet, and one at a time. Leon Neal starts taking information from them and saying that he'll contact their loved ones and so on and so forth.
We should get them snacks.
Oh,
yes. That's a good idea.
Is there like a vending machine anywhere on the premises?
Martin's like, I have a key to the vending machine. I can.
Okay.
Martin, I just want to let you know, you're the MVP of today. This is every single thing that's popped up. You've had instant and voluntary solution. I just want to say I appreciate that.
Why, thank you. It's nice to be appreciated every once in a while. And he like throws Leon Neal this glare, and then he heads off to the vending machine to get some food.
Yeah, Leon, you should probably buy him a cup of coffee or something at some point. Let's just start like unstatuing these folks, but also keeping an eye out for
Adam, I believe their name was.
Yeah, Benny's biological relation.
Benny, are you prepared to speak to this individual? And would you rather we drag the statue back to the to his abode?
Oh, well, we can wake him up here. That's okay. I don't think it'd be very easy dragging him across town. And also, after the last 48 hours, I think this will probably be the easiest thing we've had to do. So, feeling surprisingly at peace with how this is shaking out. So let's keep going. And she's going to turn to the next person.
Yeah, and I'm gonna speed this up a little by saying is that you start doing them in batches, and Kadrax does their medical stick and wakes them up and kind of helps set them right, and you get to the last batch, and Benny, you can see there is a statue. You can even recognize him frozen because you saw that picture. It is Adam Aubrey. He is frozen, kind of extending his right arm out as if he was handing somebody something. And you get help laying him on the ground, and Ulez does their thing and sprays all the statues, and they unmelt, and Adam Aubrey kind of collapses for a second, and then just like the others, kind of shakes his eyes open, looks around, confused. Kadrax does their examination, and Adam sort of starts awkwardly getting to his feet, and
I want to help him up. And I want to be like, "Hi, Adam. My name is Benny. Let's get you home, man. I think you got someone waiting for you."
Yeah, I do. Thank you. Can I call him or?
Yeah. I'll pull up my phone and I'll pass it to him.
Thank you, Benny. Are you a police officer?
No, just kind of part of the helper team. He's like, oh god, just like.
and he starts to dial, and he looks back up, and he's like, "We met before. Do I know you? You look a little familiar."
Yeah. Maybe call home first, and then we can talk.
And he dials, and then he puts the phone to his ear. Cal? And then you see, yeah, it's good to hear from you too. The weirdest thing happened. Oh, you've been. Well, hey, let me shake. Hey. Yeah. I love you too. Can you come pick me up? I'm at. Where am I?
Unfortunately, you're in Baronsdale.
Unfortunately, I'm in Baronsdale. Some kind of police evidence where, and like Leon Neal just kind of like hands him a card with the address on it. He reads the address to Cal. And he's like, I'll see you. I'll see. Yeah. I love you too. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he hangs up. It's like, well, this has been a week.
Yeah, you're telling me. Do you want a snack? I think Martin's there's some food over there.
And he kind of looks over and sees Martin like handing out like candy bars and chips. And he's just sort of like, yeah, I could use some Funyuns, I guess. And
I want to start walking with him. And kind of be like, so I know that was just a lot, and I'm unfortunately going to give you more of a lot. But
he's got a Funyun in his mouth, and he's like, more of a lot?
More of a lot, yeah. So we've never met, I don't think, but my name is Benny Beckett, and you're my dad? Benny doesn't laugh. Caitlin's laughing. I told you, more of a lot. I actually came looking for you, not for that reason. And then we found Cal, and then he said you were missing, and so we went to find you. And it was a lot, and it's a long part of a story that doesn't pertain to this. And I said I was just going to be really blunt with this. So,
well, you've done that.
Yeah, working on it. Have you, by chance, in your life experience anything that could possibly be called superpowers?
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't have any superpowers. I'm just a
Okay.
boring old astronomy teacher. I love noir movies and walks in the park with my husband and stargazing from the roof of our building, and I don't know, quiet stuff like that. Why?
Well, and I want to like look around, like how far have we moved? Like, are we still like in the middle of the room, or like can I have walked us like more towards like an aisle or something of these?
No, you can certainly have taken him a little way if you want.
Okay. She's gonna be like, well, again, okay, again with the more of a lot. And she's gonna kind of like, and I'm gonna try to light a hand on fire really quick. Let's see if I can do that. I do, yes. So she kind of like flicks a hand on fire.
And he kind of like, stumbles back a tiny bit, and he's like,
yeah, it's kind of spooky.
It's amazing. And he kind of like gets close to your hand. He's like, does that hurt? Is it hurting you?
No. So this happens, and it's been happening more and happening weirder. And I thought maybe you would know something about it. And she kind of like clenches her fist and puts it out and kind of just puts her hand in her pockets and says, but I guess that wasn't, I guess all I've done is made your day more stressful. So sorry about that.
He puts the Funyuns down, and he sort of says, I'm sorry, I wish I could help. I wish I knew something to help, but I've never even seen anything like that.
Yeah, we don't really know. And you were kind of the only lead, but I guess, I'm glad we came looking for you because we found you, and now you get to go home, so that's cool.
And he kind of like looks to the garage door exit, and he says, hey, can we be friends?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And she'll kind of like dig in her bag really quick and pull out one of her old cards. I'm getting a lot of use lately.
You should come have dinner with me and my husband Cal. You'll love him. He's
he was very sweet. We met him very briefly. Sorry, we were looking for you.
Yeah, I'm not a great cook, but he actually is, and we'll do like a whole dinner thing. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Okay, if that's okay. Are you sure? I just gave you a lot of things, and I don't want you to feel like you have to for the dad thing or for like the no longer petrified thing. Like, I don't want you to think that you have to.
No, nothing like that. And no pressure. You don't have to, if you don't want to. I just, a lot has happened to me this week, and this is the only thing that would fall under the, pleasant surprise category. So, this would be a nice thing to take away from being, turned to stone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll have dinner with you guys.
Holds out his hand to, shake your hand.
And she'll kind of like reach out her. She'll kind of like shake her hand really quick just to make sure it's not hot anymore.
Yeah.
It should be okay. It's not on fire anymore. And she'll shake his hand.
It's like, wow, it's not even hot. That's amazing. And he sort of turns and he's like, I'll be calling you, Benny. And
I'll be around.
And he turns and he heads out the big double doors of the garage where people are waiting for their loved ones to come pick them up. And
I have to call my mom's, and she like turns and she's gonna go get snacks from Martin.
And Leon Neal comes over and he says, "Hey," and he kind of motions you all over to him, and he's like, "Thanks for this. Y'all helped a lot of people."
Oh yes,
and dogs.
Oh, and squirrels and raccoons and possums and a couple of birds, of which I only identified as pigeons. There were some little tiny ones too, though.
Yeah, there were definitely pigeons. No, Theon, after we talked the other day, when we were on the phone, you told me someone might be attacking cops. I checked into a few things, and the police station and the commissioner's office might not have been the only targets. It turns out, since early November, 11 cops have died in very suspicious car accidents. Every single one of them under investigation by Internal Affairs. Now, that's a hell of a coincidence, right?
No. If I'm speaking quite frankly, it sounds like something's going on.
Well, you know what else happened in early November?
Jog my memory.
Prefecto took control of city systems like traffic lights. That's another hell of a coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah, that's starting to stack up there, Leon.
I'm thinking, and his pager goes off, and he picks up and he looks at it and he says, "Huh." And he walks over. There's a TV on a table, like in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And he runs over to it and he turns on the TV and he flips it to PR1. And it's PR1 with Stella Combs, played by Laura Dern. And she is saying, "Once again, our top story this morning, just over an hour ago, a bomb exploded in the parking garage of the Prefecto building in Bray Square. Fortunately, early reports suggest no one has been hurt, and a special police task force is already pursuing suspects." And then you see on the screen pictures of all four of you, Kadrax, Ulez, Benny, and Vion. They look like they've been pulled from driver's licenses and work IDs and things like that. And Stella Combs continues, "The suspects, Vion Vigor, Ulez Galley, Benny Beckett, and Dr. Caden D'Alto are suspected supers who were captured on security video sneaking into the Prefecto garage structure early this morning. And they roll a video clip that indeed seems to show the four of you walking into the garage from Bray Square, your faces clearly visible. The task force leader addressed the media just moments ago, and it cuts to Noah Rose, played by Christian Bale, who stands at a podium wearing a suit, and he says, "My promotion to detective came with the responsibility of chasing down Port Ruby's most dangerous criminals. And while I have every intention of upholding my oath. We believe Vion Vigor, Ulez Gali, Benny Beckett, and Caden D'Alto attacked Perfecto out of some sort of vendetta against the company. About a half an hour ago, we searched Mr. Vigor's apartment and found a supply of C4 and a radio detonator stashed in a vent, both of which match the type used in the explosion." And you see like footage of the bomb squad walking out of your apartment carrying like a big steel box. "We urge anyone with information concerning the whereabouts of these 4 suspects to dial 911 immediately and help us bring them in." And the report ends. And you look over and Martin is just standing there staring at you, stone-faced.
Wow, I really need to call my mom's.
Should we depart?
And Martin's like, we got to arrest them. And he turns to Leon Neal. He's like, you got to arrest them. And Leon Neal's like, yeah, well, the thing about that is, and he turns and he punches Martin square in the jaw, knocking him clear out in one shot. And then he turns to you and he goes, "You have to get out of here right now."
I would like to give Leon one of our earpieces.
And he takes it and he's like, "I'll stay in touch." He's like, "I know you couldn't have done this." So,
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and we didn't, I promise. Hey, by the way, when Martin wakes up, give him an apology from us. I know that he was kind of he's probably doesn't quite understand, and I'm sorry that he took obviously it's better for us. We're going to go, but you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah, go. And he
All
puts
right.
the earpiece into his ear and kind of like looks around nervously and kind of like wipes his brow.
How would there be supplies if we had already exploded a bomb? This is the most ridiculous setup ever, very poorly executed. This cannot be done by professionals.
Yeah, there's a little bit of racism, I think, cooking at the bottom of this one, if I'm being completely honest. The fact that they pinned this specifically on me. All right, here's what I'm thinking.
Should I teleport us out of the building while we discuss this?
Oh, I can also teleport, so you don't have to, I don't want to drain you all the way down, so I'll also cast teleportation and we can get out of here.
Okay, Vion, make your magic roll.
Okay.
We were in fact committing other crimes last night, so I don't know if that's going to help us here at all.
Oh, the crimes were for a good purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be 12.
12. Okay, your teleportation is activated.
Thank you.
The way teleportation works, have you used teleportation yet?
Yeah,
I tried it. I wasn't that great at it, but I did it.
You got really tired.
Teleportation failure means you arrive at the destination stunned and have to spend the next panel recovering. So you make it no matter what. It's just a matter of, are you stunned when you arrive or not?
Okay, yeah.
You don't have an uh-oh die like Ulez does. So
great.
You're each taking one passenger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to cost each of you a stamina.
Perfect.
And
can't take it with you.
Vion goes to 6, and Ulez goes to 5, and both of you make your teleportation rolls.
Okay.
Where are you going, by the way?
All right, away.
Probably okay. Like, if given the choice, Ulez will just take us to the park because they're worried about the office at our home. We didn't discuss that though.
We have earpieces. We can always rendezvous after this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
So if we haven't discussed it, we will be where we will be, and then we will meet.
All right, so Ulez, you're going to like a park?
Yeah, our regular place.
Okay, let's say there was a park outside of Serrano Memorial. I forget what it was called, but that is right in Yard Hill. It's where you met up with Curtis Haber in the first episode of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And forget what the park was called. It might have just been called Serrano Memorial Park or something like that. But
it's got a nice picnic, or it's got a nice bench that.
Yeah. Ulez, make your teleportation roll and tell me how your Odigo works.
10 on the roll and a 5 on the Odai.
Okay, so you're good on the Odai and 10 on the roll. And who did you take with you? Cadrax?
Cadrax, probably. We got a system.
All right. And yeah, the alien buddy movie in effect. And the two of you zip out and appear right in the middle of that park next to Serrano Memorial. There's a statue of Mr. Serrano there in the middle. And Benny and Vion. Vion, where are you going?
Man, what a great... So Ula's just bamfed out. I am going to teleport us to just like an alleyway. Just
okay.
like we're just getting away from like the police hub, I think is the main focus.
You know the city pretty well, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your neighborhood basically. So we'll just say you select a nice alleyway that is away from the police warehouse.
Yeah.
And make your teleportation roll.
I got
teleportation's at level 3.
Yes.
So that can take you about a city block. So you can get to an alley a city block from here.
Great. I rolled a 7.
A 7.
4 plus 3. Yeah.
That is a moderate success. So we're gonna say when you teleport and you and Benny appear in the alley, you are a little zonked from the trip.
Sure. Okay, and then
piece, by the way, did you give to Leon Neal?
Mine.
Okay.
Okay. We should try to regroup somewhere. What's a good place for us to hide?
Well, I would assume that all of the places that we live are not happening.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Keyline Aeronautics Factory would be a good point.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
I don't think we've ever been seen there, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
Not to anyone inclined to report to the police.
Okay.
We have a lot of questions. Like, why could they not spell my name right on the television?
You know,
humans are notoriously poor with their own languages.
Yeah, it was spelled like Galley.
Oh, so bad. Okay, that sounds like a good plan, though, if we would like to meet up there. Cadrax, would you like to fly us there?
If you consent, I will gladly do so, yes.
Yes, please.
Leon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cadrax, you don't need to make a roll. We're going to say, especially you've carried Ulez before, they are very lightweight, so I'm not even going to make a strength roll on this one. You are off to the Keyline Aeronautics Factory in Baronsdale, which is down in Factory Park. Don't know if I gave Jake the Baronsdale map today, but it is, let's say, that flight will take you a good, 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, depending on how fast you're going. Vion, make your magic roll to see if you can get flight on now.
Oh, I'm not worried about this.
Why would you?
13?
13. Okay, yes, your flight works. And I guess it's like, okay, you are zonked from the teleportation trip, so I'm going to make you make a strength roll to see how well you can hold Benny.
Okay.
You could also chill for a few minutes if you needed it.
We could. Hey,
Benny's like, "Are you good? You seem like you're kind of wobbling, but if you're ready to go, then you can make that roll. But if you
that pumpkin is smiling at me, so that's a 9. That's as high as I can go, unless I can add something to it. But it's a 9.
Could you add something? Spirit of justice. I get angry. It's kind of always.
I can't burn any of those. We don't got any.
Yeah, you have 1 point of community determination now. Is what you all got.
Mental resistance. I don't think that's it, right?
Nah,
yeah, let's go 9. Let's go 9.
Like resistance against mental powers is what that does. Okay. So 9. You are able to hold on to Benny. It is not an easy trip, Benny. This is like one of those, you're kind of holding on for dear life, kind of
piggyback ride, legs and arms, koala style.
Yeah, it's a long trip. Unlike
the second one, yeah. The flight after this, Benny, is going to be your smoothest. That's the good news. That's the good news.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you are all reunited at the Keyline Aeronautics Factory in Factory Park, so you meet inside of it, and it is as abandoned as ever.
Okay.
All right. So I have this idea, and it's a little wacky, but I have a little bit of a rapport with Detective Rose.
Okay.
Oh, the individual who accused us of those false crimes?
Yeah, that's correct. I am wondering, if I sent a message and said, Rose, I want to talk to you directly, and then we held on to him, I can cast a spell that makes me look and talk like him.
Oh, and then you could absolve us of these crimes that they are accusing us.
That's definitely, yeah. I mean, that would absolutely be I was gonna just do a little reconnaissance, and just find out kind of like what they got, what they're planning. I'm gonna have to harken back to some of those old theater tricks. It's not a great plan, but
it stresses me out. I'm just I'm
gonna throw that on the table just so you know that's an option.
Okay.
So that I understand, may I ask a clarificatory question of the humans? I assume that by immediately jumping to the kidnapping of a police officer, we have passed the notion that extant documentary evidence of our innocence exists, yes?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I was wondering about that.
It was a radio detonator, therefore it would be required to be released nearby, within range, and we were at that point in an evidence locker, which by necessity is taped.
Oh.
There was a camera in the corner.
I did notice that.
At what time did the bomb, did it go off while we were in the evidence locker, or was it earlier?
Over an hour ago was what the news anchor said.
Yeah, well, we'll say it was, just before you arrived at the warehouse, the police warehouse.
Okay.
An alternative
we could not reasonably do.
I could erase all the information that is incriminating against us.
That is when the bomb went off. It is not, necessarily when the bomb had to have been planted, but the bomb went off.
Right. One would assert that the bomb was planted. The notice is on that a radio detonator was planted in Vion's apartment, and some kinds of detonators can be farther away than others.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear about what was.
Yeah. Yep. Nonetheless, it seems clear to me that we should not trust the local justice system, given your laws, as we discussed yesterday.
What could Leon do anything for us here? Could Leon pull the tapes at the warehouse, so there's at least that?
If he could, would he have punched the evidence clerk?
How far are we from Leon at this moment? Too far to radio, huh? Our earpieces go pretty far.
They go a lot farther now.
Earpieces, your earpieces now go. Where is it? They go up to distance 5, which is 10 to 20 blocks.
Oh wow!
That is not quite far enough. But your phones still work.
Yeah.
You can probably,
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna send him a text.
What does it say?
Hey Leon, I know I don't have to start a text with that, but I still do it. Can you pull the tapes or make a copy of the tapes to prove that we were at the evidence locker? We also have a ton of witnesses.
Nonetheless, evidence was manufactured, which speaks strongly to motive.
Yeah.
And discovering that seems more valuable at this phase than clearing our names.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, it would help to be able to figure out what was going on if the entire city's police force wasn't trying to arrest us. Okay, so they're framing us for wrecking Perfecto. So is Perfecto out to get us, or are the cops out to get us? And they have something against Perfecto.
Well, no one got hurt, so I think it's one and the same. Interesting.
Did you send that text to Leon Neal?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you just get back a letter Y.
As in yes, or as in the question?
If there's no punctuation, we cannot be sure. I have learned this from text-based communication with Abigail.
I'm gonna leave it at that, because the thing is, if it is yes, great, and if it's like, why do you want that? I think Detective Leon can figure that out. Also, if his phone has been taken and that's someone trying to reach us, then I don't want to give them any more information. We did the best we could.
Okay.
At any rate, I think it's reasonable to suspect Perfecta's involvement, if only for the quality of the forgery.
Yeah. I'm starting to really warm up to my idea of trying to go in as Detective Rose as time goes on. I'll need an escape plan, but you know.
Oh, you could teleport out, could you not?
Yes, I could.
Perhaps limit your ability to be the other individual that you look like, but you could always go hide in a closet where they keep closet stuff.
That's a very good point. Although I am a little touchy about closets. From
the legal end of it, could we call Reeves? Audrey Reeves? While we do our own stuff, maybe she could give us some advice.
Let's get that wheel turning.
She is good at both legal systems and non-legal systems of justice.
Mm-hmm. And very stylish.
The capes, particularly admirable.
Yes.
I wonder, how chaotic are we feeling?
Oh
God.
Incredibly so. We had a very calm yesterday, you know?
Yeah.
No, we did not. I expired.
Oh, that is very true. My yesterday was rather calm.
I misunderstood your use of pronoun.
No, that is valid.
A less collective we, perhaps.
Correct.
Part of me is wondering if we call up the press and give them a quick little tease of our side of the story. Just to turn the pot a little bit, just to turn up the heat. Because right now, here's what I'm thinking. And here's why I'm thinking this. Our backs are up against the wall. We got the whole city looking for us for all intents and purposes. If anyone recognizes us, they're going to think that we're kind of the worst of the worst right now, as it is. But if we're able to get it, and this is a juicy story. If we're able to say that we're innocent and that we will be proving our innocence shortly, and that we will be given that story to the press, which is a big story to tell, well, that starts going out. And we can start getting them sort of on our side.
Might give us a little bit of at least leeway whether or not they believe us.
It'll be heat, but at the very least, you know, it's kind of some shared heat. And I feel like let's get everyone's backs against the walls.
Anne Witt has the best context about this.
I agree.
And not only knows that we do, in fact, have extra normal powers, but also might be able to speak to relationships with the police, given that she pursues a criminal beat.
I think that's a great idea. I'm also going to throw this out there. I could imitate Detective Rose in a phone call, but you know what? That starts to, the more you lie, the more you got to remember. So let's just be honest. I think calling up Anne is a great idea.
She still thinks we owe her. So.
And hey, this is a hell of a way to pay back.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's call Anne.
So, okay, you're calling Anne Witt instead of Audrey Reeves.
I think maybe we should call Audrey first. Yeah, we should definitely do both.
Devices.
Yeah, definitely do both. But
and multiple humans.
Liz, is there any way that you can somehow outfit our phones so that they can't trace our exact location?
Oh, I would have to do some preliminary research, but I believe that's a possibility.
I think that's because I mean these days they can figure out exactly where you are at any time. So
It might impede our location abilities. However, as long as we can communicate, that is not an issue.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I think at this point it's probably more important that we don't get caught.
Ulez, you want to go to work on the phones?
Yeah.
All right. Make your we'll do one interface roll and one to account for all of the phones.
Okay.
So first give me your interface roll.
Oh, that's
It's your intellect, right?
Yeah.
And I would say you can use your robotics, electronics, mechanics for this.
Yeah. Okay, that makes it better. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay. That is okay. That's a major success.
Nice.
You are able to, let's say, communicate with the phone and shut off the GPS beacons in each one so that they cannot be even remotely activated, and you cannot be traced by them from this point on. So who would y'all like to call first?
Maybe Reeves.
Yeah, 100%. We should call our lawyer and run this by her.
Yep.
Okay, and the phone rings a couple of times, and you get hang on a sec. Audrey Reeves' office. Estevan speaking.
Who wants to take this?
Go for it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Estevan, how's it going? It's Beyond Vigor here.
Beyond Vigor. You want to Ms. Reeves' clients?
Yeah, we're kind of on one of those exclusive lists, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no, I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Great. Is Audrey there by any chance?
What is this in reference to?
Well, we
helped out with an old case and we have follow-up questions.
Yeah. And it's kind of one of the cases that we just want to make sure that we're getting a direct line to Audrey before we start sharing this information.
Please hold.
Yep.
Wow. Long
Beyond?
Hey, Audrey Reeves?
Yeah, this is Audrey. And
okay. Yeah.
Audrey Reeves is Pam Greer.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? It's all of us. You're on speaker, just so you know.
You probably shouldn't be using your phone. I have the news.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
We took care of that.
Yeah, there you go.
We're very competent. No.
No. Yeah, Ulez, you're correct. Yeah. No, we didn't do that. Oh, in fact, we have video evidence of the fact that we were not even anywhere near there when that happened.
Well, you don't have to be near there with a radio detonator. That's the point of a radio detonator.
Yeah, that's a good point. See, this is why we called you. Do you have any advice for us right now? We are kind of on a mission to prove our innocence.
A mission to prove your innocence.
Yeah.
Well.
And we need a lawyer.
Can we fill her in on what we saw at Beyond's apartment and stuff to give her context about we think someone is framing us for something and this is what we know, kind of just a quick word vomit spiel.
And they didn't, and that was days ago, and they didn't have a warrant. There's no warrant in the system.
Okay, and she's like, well, I guess that would explain how all that stuff they found in your apartment got there. So that takes care of that element.
Great.
But the truth is, it's that videotape that's going to be a problem for you. I mean, people can see things with their own eyes. They tend to believe it. So if I was you and I was trying to prove my innocence in a case like this, and I did have a similar incident back in the 90s when I was operating as the one. It's a long story. I'll tell you some other time.
I love that.
But I would probably start figuring out who made that tape and how they did it. You can prove the tape is fake. Well, they ain't got nothing.
I'm so glad we called you. Hey, can we run one more thing by you?
Yeah, what do you got?
We're thinking of kind of calling up the press and letting them know that we are going to be proving our innocence and we will be feeding them the story. Good idea, bad idea? Like bad idea, but we should do it.
You got a trustworthy contact?
Yeah, you know, as much as you can kind of trust for-profit press, but yeah.
We have someone who thinks we owe her, and we figured she might take it.
Well, I would say if you can start getting a conversation going about whether you're innocent or whether you're guilty, that can only improve your position right now. Because I'll tell you, I'm watching the talk shows and the news right now, and well, it seems like everybody's got it in for you. So,
are there any discussions about our successes? We have done many a great thing for the city, and we have received no recognition. And yet I know our faces have been recorded on all of the cameras. We have witnessed them.
That's a good point.
I don't think anybody knows about any of your successes. I mean, certainly can't talk about the one that I was involved in. So,
what?
We would never.
What about City Hall?
I'll tell you what. I'll see what.
Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't see any footage from City Hall. What happened there?
There were so many humans that were recording on their phones, they would not even pay attention to me. How was nothing released?
I don't know. Something must have happened to it. I don't know. Not my department. But I'll tell you what. I'll say that I represent you and try poking around with the police a little bit and see if I can find anything out.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Be careful associating yourself with us, I guess, right now, because it seems like someone's either out to get us or just is trying to make an example of us. So if you're actively saying you're involved, just...
That's just same old for me, Benny.
What, man? So badass. All right. Thank you so much for taking our call. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. And she hangs up.
Was that a success?
I think so.
Okay.
We got a little peace of mind that this is, you know, and we also have a direction of what to do. We gotta prove that tape is fake.
We have someone who has our back, so that's nice.
That's always nice. Should we call Anne real quickly?
I thought our back was to the wall. I distinctly heard such a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's like a combat saying where it's like, oh, well, now you've been backed into a corner, so you're going to just fight your way straight out. I think
that is an excellent direction from which to fight.
You know
Retreat
what?
is not necessary if you have superior power.
Doc, you just made me feel so much better, I got to tell you. Because we have superior firepower. The four of us.
Mostly Benny. In matters fire.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a good point. Should we call Anne real quick?
Yeah.
Great.
Concerned about how that's going to go, but...
This will be interesting.
Hopefully she'll take it.
Oh, yeah, let's call Anne.
Yeah, and Anne Witt, I think, was Lucy Liu.
Yes.
And you it rings a couple of times, and then you hear Anne Witt, talk fast.
Hey, Anne, this is the terrorists. Listen, we didn't do it.
Don't say that.
Oh, you gotta get him in the first couple pages. You gotta get him in the first 2 pages.
Benny's walking in circles in the background.
Hey, Anne, you remember us?
Vion.
Hey, what's going on?
I do remember you. You blew out my office window.
Yeah, and I assure you, that's the only thing that we've done that kind of destruction to. Listen, Anne, your time's precious, and so is ours right now because we're kind of under fire. We have been falsely accused by the police, and we're gathering evidence to prove that we're innocent, but someone has faked that tape. And, we thought with this developing story, who better than to, throw it out to than someone that we owe a favor to.
What have you got right now?
Well, as of right now, we've got video evidence that we were not anywhere near the location when this went on, and we are about to go in and figure out exactly who faked this tape for us.
There's also the cops out to get you thing if you wanted to give her that.
Oh, yeah. Also, you know what? Hey, and while we don't have any necessarily video footage of this, the cops did come to my apartment without a warrant. They said they did, but they didn't, which is actually illegal.
And there's witnesses.
And there's witnesses. We've got witnesses that'll 100% in the court of law show up and say this happened. They took stuff from my apartment and left. And you know what, Anne? I think that they might have left a little gift for me back there as well. And this was before they said that they took the stuff from my apartment.
Who are these witnesses?
It's my we have a witness. Before I kind of share who that is, we'll let you know. We have an ironclad witness.
Well, it would certainly help if I could talk to somebody, but what do you want from me?
Well, no, it's not what we want from you, and it's what you want from us. This is a huge story. The police force has faked a bombing.
Yeah, but you don't have any evidence yet. So until you, what
we
do you want me?
Just as I do want to like put phone like hands over phone. We could say, witness Sandy saw them come in. They told him they had a warrant, and then Leon checked and said there was no warrant.
Okay,
so those are two witnesses.
That's a great point.
I don't know if you want to share those, but that's two.
I think I know how. I'm gonna try to play this real quick.
Cool.
Okay, well, it was my landlord, Sandy, who saw the police come in and was the one who was told that the police have a warrant. And then we called a contact at the police force.
Sandy what?
Sandy Carpa.
And I assume you give her the address.
Yep.
And
can we also text while this is happening? Text Sandy to tell him that like people might be coming to talk.
And then Detective Leon Neal was the one who confirmed that there was actually no warrant whatsoever in the system. Now the thing is, Anne, if you're not interested in this, we're about to just embark on proving this and cracking this entire case. This might be one of the biggest stories that the city's ever seen. But if it's something that you're not interested in, I can call. I don't know. Do you have a recommendation for a different news outlet that might be interested in this kind of thing?
I mean,
you're busy. You're busy. I get it. You're busy, and I don't want to take up your time. So if this is something that you kind of want to just badminton paw, what do you call that thing? The little thing with the net, the little how there's the ball, but it's got the net bit. If you want us to, I forget what that thing is. A birdie? If you want us, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Ann. If you want us to pass the birdie to someone else and they're going to crack this and this is going to get them a Pulitzer or whatever the journalists get, I'm happy to give that. So you can just go ahead and give us a name if this is not something down your alleyway.
She's just like, so this is just a gift. You're calling me just to give me this big story and you don't want anything in return.
And we owe you. And we make good on our debts.
Well, I got a thing about looking gift horses in the mouth, but let me ask some questions to your landlord and to this Detective Neal, and we'll take it from there. Okay.
And we don't know each other incredibly well, but on behalf of all of us, just want to say, looking in this, be careful, because this is if what we think is going on, I don't know if any of us are safe.
I appreciate the warning, Vion. But I've broke stories on crooked cops before, so
hell yeah, Anne.
We also don't. Benny's gonna be like, we also don't know if it's the cops or who are behind it, so they were just involved, probably.
That's a great point. That's a good clarifier.
Yeah, whatever. And she hangs up.
Was that a success?
Yeah, hard to say. I hope we didn't put anyone in trouble.
Yeah,
what
we should probably.
The horse have to do with it?
Real quick, which one you want to tackle, Benny?
The bird I saw in the evidence locker. I understood that.
Oh no, it's a different bird.
Yeah, birdie is another name for a part in a sport.
Yeah,
it's a specific sport called badminton, and Vian was.
Ball bird.
What did the mitten do?
No,
this is not immediately relevant.
No.
Yeah. And what was the other one? What was the other one that you were confused about?
Gift horse.
Oh, that's a Trojan horse thing, right?
Oh no! I actually think it's like if someone gives you a horse, you don't want to. They might have bad teeth, so you just take the horse.
While you are explaining this, the sound of sirens.
Oh, we gotta go. We sense a text from here. We have to go.
Background. Interesting. And suddenly you hear cars pulling up out front, skidding to a halt.
How?
I mean,
because you sent text before we locked up the phones, so we have to go.
And you peek outside. The warehouse is basically open. It's got holes all over the place from your battle with Curtis Haber and the Keeler brothers. And you see, like black and whites, police cars pulling up all over the place. Dude, everyone make an intellect roll.
Ooh, okay.
I got this.
9.
8.
7.
Would you get 10? Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10.
7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10. Ulez, you look over all the cars and you can see in the back of one of them, Leon Neal, locked in the back of the police car.
Oh.
Herb.
It might be relevant to point out that our ally is now, when you sit in the back of police cars, they have those cages, and it's not really a nice way to exit out of those side doors in the back.
Yeah, they got him, huh?
Present there.
I would like to really quickly, in this moment, as Ulez is sharing this information, I would like to cast telepathy.
Ooh.
Make your magic roll.
Gladly.
How does telepathy work?
Come on. That's 13.
That is 13. Okay, well, that will definitely turn the telepathy on.
Yep.
Let me see here. Telepathy can read minds, transmit your thoughts to others. Roll telepathy versus willpower test to read an unwilling or unsuspecting subject's thoughts.
You don't have to worry about any of that particular text, because I'd like to turn to Ulez and say, Ulez, I'm going to form a psychic connection with you.
Okay.
And I'll be able to send you thoughts, and I'll be able to hear anything that you want to let me know.
Oh.
Here's what I'm thinking, everybody. Why don't the three of you get out of here? I'm going to create a distraction, and I'm going to get taken in. Okay. And here's the thing. If I get thrown behind some bars, our friend Benny here can just melt those right off, can't you? So it's a joke out of nervousness, really.
Okay.
Oh. And while you're all taking that plan in, think about it for 10 minutes while we take a break. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in 10.
There's also Guyton's textbook of physiology, like Guyton's and dolls. Just there are options here.
Guyton's and dolls.
So we bring you we join you in mid conversation of Sam big braining names for the in-universe Grey's Anatomy. It looks like Guyton's and Dolls is winning right now. It is about a young sexy non-binary doctor named Guyton who is struggling, to pay the rent while saving lives at some hospital that is also bizarrely filled with super sexy doctors, and I don't know,
and patients.
And patients, super sexy doctors, and of course super sexy patients, and the building staff also incredibly good looking. But that's it. Just the doctors and patients and building staff. Everybody else is very average. And the relatives are also good looking. But okay. So when we last left off, our team was trapped in the Keyline Aeronautics Factory, which is being surrounded by police cars. They realized their police ally, lead detective Leon Neal, was in the back of a police car, like he was a perp. And the team was discussing what their next move was from here. So take it away.
All right. I'm gonna create a distraction, and Ulez, you and I, we're always connected, but right now we can also read each other's thoughts.
Okay, this is very much like home for me.
I love that. Doc, I hope you come up with a better plan than mine.
Leon, can you hear us?
And then you hear, yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah, but I can't hear that, so.
Yeah.
They're watching me, so I can't move my lips.
He responded. Leon, he responded.
That's great. Okay, great. I think that's good. They didn't get the earpiece. And I could probably get the earpiece back from Leon.
Okay, do we want... Okay, do you want out, or do you... Would it be better for you to stay for now? Just say out or stay.
Stay.
Okay.
All right.
Or we'll come get you eventually. Just okay. If you think it's better to stay right now, we'll let you stay right now.
Okay.
I'll be fine. Save yourselves.
Love that guy. All right.
Okay, sorry for just ruining all your plans, but like,
what?
I figured we should ask him.
No, that's a great point. I'm still gonna go in and see what I can find out from the inside. And then we're psychically connected, Ules. So
Correct.
if I get anything, I'll send it to you. Doc, I hope you come up with a good plan. Benny, if there's no better plan, melt the wall and I'll come out. And aside from that, one last thing. I think you were right about the gift horse. This isn't the time, but I might have been wrong about the Trojan horse. You should look a gift horse in the mouth, but only if it's a Trojan horse. If it's a real horse, probably nobody in it. Obviously. Okay.
I like this version of the saying better. Okay.
All right.
Good luck. I guess.
Thanks.
Jeez,
Yeah.
this is
okay. I'm gonna postcog the ground, Rick, where we were just talking.
What are you looking for?
Nothing. I just want to broadcast what we just did when the cops rush in.
So good.
The conversation about the gift horse?
I mean, any of the conversations, but that one's pretty
specifically the gift horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so like as a distraction or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, you put your hand on the ground. Make your postcog roll.
Okay. It's at level 4. What did I roll here? Wow, bats are laughing at me. That's a 5.
And you see the Keyline Aeronautics factory, but instead of like people working inside of it, like it's totally like restored, but instead of people working inside, there are like giant pink elephants, like kind of like walking up and down the hallways and look,
that'll do.
That false vision, I'm going to spoiler it, that didn't really happen. That fall, I know, Sam, it's surprising, but yeah, no, the Keyline
I look it in the mouth.
Was it? It's a horse, not an elephant. No, so yeah, that false vision gets broadcast out to everybody here, and to I would say your radius at level 6 is probably enough to get all the cops in the cars that are surrounding the building.
Okay, great. Oh wait, I'm at postcog. I could have added. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Whatever. All right, y'all make the break. And I'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
Exist well.
Use well.
I will, with consent, scoop up my compatriots. As I recall, there are windows on the upper story. When we were first infiltrating this factory, there was a whole conversation. It was at night. Did we want to use sound powers or visual powers? Because there was a window that could have seen us.
Sure.
Indicating the existence of a window that I will
exploit,
commit property damage against.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a strength roll to see if you can hold on to the both of them at once.
I have the extra now.
Oh, you have an extra.
Yeah,
oh
up to my power level. I can carry all of them.
Yes, okay. My mistake. Up to your power level, you can now carry everybody just by, let's assume, touching them.
Yes.
The three of you just, this is like Superman style, just like, and just like soar up and through the window. And it's like, as you smash through the window, you see like the glass falling behind you, and you can see like the cops, on the ground. Like most of them are just kind of like holding their heads and kind of like looking around, all confused. It looks like Beyond's distraction kind of did its job, and nobody quite caught you on your way out.
We fly out. We fly through Factory Park, and it's probably after 15 seconds that Cadric says, I don't know where we are going.
I don't either.
We did not start that part of the plan. I mean, if I had it my way, I would love to return to our office, but I am not sure if it is under some sort of surveillance or if they have tried to set us up again with more C4 explosives.
Okay, so we're team prove the video is a fake? Is that what's happening?
Correct.
Okay.
I would work best at our station back at the office as well.
So do we...
Better than
fly
at
by
the headquarters itself?
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, if that is an option, we would rather enjoy that.
Is there a place to land on the roof of the Perfecto building, and we can figure out if we're going in?
There will be other roofs nearby, presumably under even less surveillance.
That's very, very good.
It is a roller coasterishly sharp turn now to go to Avalon. They were not going the correct direction in the first place.
Yeah, and you kind of like zip around. Jake, will you throw up the map of Avalon for a minute or two? We don't have Factory Park on this map, but Factory Park is down kind of in mid Baronsdale. Look, there's Factory Park on that map that we just saw. And you're shooting up from mid Baronsdale, the orange one down there, all the way to Bray Square, which is just right above the word Avalon there. And that flight will probably take you, good 30 minutes or so, depending on how quickly you go. But this is easy because everybody can fly now. There's no carrying or holding involved. You zip on your way. Vion, your distraction has worn off. The cops are starting to approach the building from all sides, kind of guns drawn, and you hear through a megaphone, Dion Bigger, Caden D'Alto, Benny Beckett, Ulez Galley. Lay down on the floor and put your hands behind your head.
I hate this part. Yeah. I am going to head. Oh, no. You know what? What am I doing? Come on. I'm going to ghost.
Okay.
And I am going to walk through the door. Hands up.
To the outside? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I got my hands up. And hey, how's it going? It's just me.
Yeah, and you walk out. Ghosting is free for you.
Yeah.
And you come out, hands up, and you see Noah Rose standing there. He's got the megaphone, and he puts it down, and he's just sort of like, "We meet again."
Hey Noah, how's it going?
Well, I'm okay.
You got that promotion? Congratulations.
Dion.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to surrender yourself without a fight.
Sure. We still getting that cup of coffee?
You let us put you in cuffs, and we can drink all the coffee you want.
That sounds great.
And he kind of reaches to his belt, and he pulls out his handcuffs, and he walks over to you, and he's...
Are these standard handcuffs, Rick, or are these...
Give me an intellect roll.
Can I add investigation to this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So that's a 7, 9.
They look normal to you.
Okay. I will unphase and hold out my arms.
And he puts the cuffs on you, and he brings you over to a police car and does that thing where he puts his hand on your head and pushes you into the car, and he shuts the door. And
hey Noah.
Yeah.
I want you to know, man, because I really care about your opinion of me. I didn't do it.
Well, hey, you'll get your chance to tell that to the judge.
Okay, that sounds good, man. Whatever you need from me, you let me know. I want to make this as easy on you as possible.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go downtown, and we're gonna have a nice long talk, me and you. And
great.
Yeah, and he gets in the front seat of that cruiser with another cop, and all the cops get back in their cars, and the engines start off, and he starts zipping you up towards Baronsdale.
That's interesting. They didn't even go into the warehouse to look for the others. That's curious. Okay.
Oh, you know what? That's a good call. I'm gonna say that while he was talking, cool. You know what? That was my mistake.
Oh, no.
Say,
yeah.
While he was talking to you, some other cops went in there and came out and sort of told him. And as the car sort of pulls out, he's where'd your friends go?
You call them friends. I wouldn't call them that anymore, if I'm being honest.
Were they ever here?
Yeah, they were, and then they left. The second, I can't do anything. What am I going to do? Walk through another wall? So they're gone.
Why aren't they friends anymore?
Because they left me, Noah. Now,
make a willpower roll.
Can I add performance?
Yeah, you're lying. You're putting on a show.
That's a 5. Okay, 5 plus die. That's 6. That's a 6.
We have community determination.
Yeah.
Do you want to re-roll that?
This is a moment.
Yeah, can I do that? Because here's the thing. The sheriff was right. I am educated in the school of pop culture. And I am pulling out every Beverly Hills Cop Axel lesson I possibly can, complete with getting the espresso with a twist of lemon. Let's burn that. Let's burn that determination.
All right. Burn the determination, and somewhere Cadric starts hearing music.
Oh, then I get the point of determination right back. Sometimes I do hear music.
This one was only for comedy purposes. I love you. And you burn that determination, and you're doing your thing just like you saw in Beverly Hills Cop, trying to actual foley your way through this. And with the extra 2 points, which were
or did you want to reroll?
Because that would take me up to a 3. I do run. The thing is, the only way that it would go worse is if it's a 1 again or a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
so you have
roll.
a 66% chance of same or better.
Yeah.
Versus a 100% chance of 33% better.
Yeah. With that in mind, which one should I do?
Re-roll.
Okay. Right? Yeah. Hey, I'm telepathic. Hey, Ulez,
wow, greetings.
Do you think I should, I'm lying right now out of my teeth. Do you think I should really double down on this lie? I just want your professional opinion.
In the instance of what you are going through, yes, especially if there is a threat involved.
Yeah. Okay.
We believe in the power of those now.
Great. That sounds good. I miss you already, Ulez. I'll talk to you in a sec.
Okay, we miss you too.
I think it's
4.
16.6. Hey.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
4
so
total?
9?
So that's 4 plus 5. Willpower. Yeah, so that's a 9. That's correct.
Okay, that's a 9.
Did you add your performance for that?
Yes.
Okay, so 9 gives you a moderate success. And Leon Neal is just kind of like, interesting. Well, maybe there's some kind of deal we can make for bringing in the others. I'll have to talk to the DA, but if you're willing to talk to me, anything's possible. I'll have to hear your story, but let's say all options are on the table right now.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I send a message to Ulez. They have no idea what's coming. This is great.
This is brilliant. We are heading towards Perfecto. We are going to invade the building and acquire the tapes to prove that they in fact have been doctored.
All right. Okay, that sounds great. Well, we'll just stay in touch.
Okay, be safe and exist well.
And we're going to transition over to the other half. And the three of you are just arriving. Like, Theon's car ride takes a while, too. It's going to take him a long time to get from Factory Park back up to the 33rd Precinct in Yard Hill. And by just around the time that you're getting there, Vion, they are arriving in Bray Square. Can
I ask a question really quickly, if that's the case?
Yeah.
Before we head, I'm keeping a very close eye on what lights we're getting as we're driving through town. And I also feel like I've been here long enough to understand which route you would want to take. Are they getting preferential treatment with the traffic lights? Because our alarms aren't going on right now. So we're actually driving civilian traffic right now. technically speaking.
Yeah.
Are we getting mostly green lights?
Make an intellect roll.
I love it.
Brilliant.
I learned it from watching you, Sam.
This is why you should never play with smart people. It makes it so much harder.
That's going to be a 10.
Everything appears normal as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
And the three of you are arriving in Bray Square or over Bray Square, and you can see the Perfecto building. It is, a tall skyscraper, one of the tallest in the city. And what do you want to do?
Well, we contemplate and strategize from a somewhat remote distance, like, your two buildings over kind of thing. I'm not, I am assuming that this area will be heavily observed.
Okay, so let's say you stop on the roof of a nearby building that is far enough away so that it is not,
Precisely.
right there. And you can see the top of the Perfecto building from where you are at. It is, like a skyscraper top. It's got like a big giant antenna, like the Empire State Building kind of, and it's got like a big flat roof with maybe an observation deck. And it looks like a couple of stairway and elevator entrances, and exits, for people coming to the observation deck. And, ventilation stuff and, just typical roof of building stuff.
Right. My presumption is that even with doctored footage, one would have to start from a base of the garage itself.
Correct.
Or at least that would be the most elegant means. That would, I presume, be routed through the security office, and thereafter could be collected on a physical storage device or sent via network to some further location. I recall, Benny, that Orson was described not as having been on site.
They said that the vision was something to the effect of make people believe that Orson is here, so we're not sure if that means that Orson is not real or that Orson is not here. Or not in that lab that we saw. Give me a second,
Right.
I can probably tell you the exact quote.
Yeah, there was something about below that I don't fully remember.
Okay, but using the security room as a starting point, we think that is a very good idea. And while Benny is contemplating her memories, I would like to let everybody know that Vion has been taken in by the police force and is doing quite well. He is exercising his ability to lie.
It is always one of the more impressive ones that I've not found myself particularly adept with. Not
Really?
uniquely human by any stretch, but they do evince a particular talent.
They are very skilled at it.
So in a postcog, Gamble told the professor guy to razzle dazzle around a fake brain. That's what I have written down. So I don't know what that means.
Let's see. I have, your job is just to razzle dazzle the press people. These guys will set up equipment. Everyone will think it's real. Babble about servers and processor power and make it sound good. That's what you pay me for. That's what I'm going to do. But I didn't get anything else. And I do think there was a detail that I missed.
Folks, let's take a moment to comment on the amazing power of note-taking. Whatever game you're playing in at home, honestly, it's like note-taking, it is really the greatest power to have. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I love that we both got razzle dazzle. That's the only thing I got there. So it's a show and dance there. It's not either it's not actually in that lab, it's not actually in Perfecto, or it's not actually real.
Therefore, there are some possibilities that present themselves if we are so lucky as for Orson to have constructed this forgery. If it was sent over network in some way, if we can find what was sent from the security office, presumably to the forger, assuming, again, for a moment it was not performed on site or moved via physical storage, we might be able to infer a location.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of this, we must go simply into the most heavily armed area of the building while being under extreme suspicion.
Correct. We are
Very well.
excited.
Are we prepared for such a thing?
Are there any tools that we have acquired that we think would be useful in this kind of adventure?
I mean, the computer, but that's at the office, and we don't know how safe the office is.
We'll also say you've got your X-ray specs delivered to you before you left for the police warehouse this morning, so you have those if you want them.
Okay, and those are one use, you said?
One use.
One use, cool.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Through iron, or through anything up to the thickness of iron, level 7.
Okay.
Where a ping just won't do, X-ray.
Mm-hmm. So, is this a sneaky? We're gonna sneak in, or do we want a distraction? Or
would stealth be the first avenue that we should consider?
Where possible, I think that would be preferable. My
People have our
suspicion
faces
is
and
that
stuff.
people will be likely to react to us with extreme violence.
Oh,
where? Okay, so sorry. Where are we? Are we? We're not on the Perfecto building.
No,
we're
we're a couple buildings away.
Okay. Is there any way to know if there's like video, like a camera like something, some sort of surveillance on the roof of Perfecto? Because if we can get Ulez to maybe one of the cameras, can they backtrack it to the computer that they're being surveyed on? Can we like get eyes in the building? Is that something that's possible, or am I making that up? Am I talking out of my ass?
Depends on the scale of the interface thing, I assume.
Mm-hmm. It is a possibility. It also relies on the technology of the cameras themselves. It might not be easy to pull the information from the source, but it is not impossible, especially for a building as, well, we enjoy the technology of Perfecto. It has the potential to be quite good.
Yeah, hypothetically, they've got the highest grade stuff, but that also means they probably have the highest grade security. So.
Oh, indeed.
And you have already interfaced with their security before, and you are familiar with some of their measures.
Oh, yes. It's very binary. It's quite easy to consume.
That's unfortunate.
True.
Nonetheless, I might, despite its dangers, advocate for physical infiltration, if only to see if perhaps we can find the printer from Vion's postcognitive vision.
Oh.
Yeah.
Correct. We wanted to match that to the papers that we had previously seen, well, and heard of.
We should take this unique opportunity within the headquarters to do so.
How tall is this building?
Exceedingly.
Very. Okay, cool.
And yes, it could be any of them, but we do know how to match the printer based on the toner.
Mm-hmm.
So I think our best bet here is to be as stealthy as possible, because I don't think we want any more. People already are mad at us, and I don't think we should give them reason to be more mad, even if that might be the easiest way to get through some of this stuff. But
I would very much like not to die again.
I would really like that for you too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's
we have entered the security area of the facilities. We are familiar not only with their technologies, as you have bypassed the lock before, Ulez, but also with the placement of their surveillance cameras, so that ideally we will be able to fly in at an uncaptured angle.
You guys know where the security station is.
Precisely.
You were there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's something.
So we shall infiltrate the side of the building along the lines of what we did once before, and hope that we do not encounter security personnel. If we do, we shall subdue them.
Okay.
With alacrity, that they do not alert the others.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Okay. So you are going down to ground level, and you're going to try and get back in through the security entrance that you used, like in the first episode of the season.
Episode 1, yeah. Stay high as long as we can, and then swoop down.
Okay. Make a coordination roll.
Yes.
And since Kadrak, since you're basically in control of the flight, it's only you that has to make it.
Oh, hey, I think you die. Plus 5. 9.
9. Yeah, I think that's enough. Nobody has cameras pointed at, over the side of the building towards the sky. As they are not quite watching that. So this moderate success is enough for you to swoop down straight into that alley that leads up to the security entrance. And the three of you stay together, right? So the three of you land, and you are now on the ground on the side of the building.
I think we have us hugging the side of the building right next to the door so that Ulez can interface with, I believe it was a keycard lock.
I think so, yeah.
Ulez, make an interface roll.
I just moved my dice. Why would I do that? That becomes 8. Do I get to add any tech to this?
What are you trying to do?
Basically just allow us access. So turn it from to ding.
Technical.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say you can use it for that. Like you're not really like hacking something exactly. You're sort of like activating a mechanism. So
rather manual, yeah. So that becomes 10.
10. Honestly, the 8 probably would have been enough with what I rolled. So it's like, the door clicks open and
we are good to enter.
Let us then do so. And Cadrex, I think, will do the floating along the ceiling thing again, so that above the doorways, so that if we pass a doorway and someone is looking out, they won't see us. And no footsteps.
Okay.
No biped problems. Not today.
Everybody make coordination rolls.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
10?
Oh, also 10.
7?
Okay, and you're walking along, and you come in, and I believe, if I remember this correctly, you come in, and there's like a hallway, and you walk down the hall, and then there is, I think when you came in last time, there was like a side hallway that led to a small staircase or something that went up to Colm Cowan's office, and otherwise the hallway goes straight ahead of you. And so who's floating right now?
All of
Just
us. Just
Kadrex?
All
three of you?
I think we all are, yeah.
Okay. Ulez, you got a 7. So you are floating, but your legs are kind of hanging down a little bit. And all of a sudden, out of one of the side hallways, this guy appears. He's and he looks up, and now he sees the three of you, and he's just like, "What the hell?"
Is this a security guy? Is this a scientist-looking guy? What's we got going on here?
Benny, you look down and you recognize Val, the intern.
Oh,
who let you into the parking garage. I'm gonna say he's played. Now, I didn't cast him last time. I'm gonna say he's played now by Joe Keery, who from Stranger Things.
Oh, I don't want to hurt Val.
And Val kind of looks up, and he's just like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! It's
please,
you!"
Please, will you just hear me out for a half a second?
Make a willpower roll.
No, gosh. No, that's a really bad roll. 8.
Oof. Okay, that's a marginal success, so it's sort of my discretion.
Yeah. Please, Val, we attacked last time. Been turned in. Come on, man.
He sort of starts backing up, and he's just sort of like, "Are you gonna kill me?"
No. We're here to prove that we didn't do that. Okay.
You didn't do it?
No.
Why should I believe you?
Man, that's your discretion. I don't want to hurt you, and I would really like you to not turn us in, so we can not be pursued by cops for the rest of our lives. That's really all that's happening here.
I don't want to die again.
And he just Again?
It's been a weird 24 hours.
We would like to do what we can to help. But you have to believe us. We are not villains. We do not perform acts of violence senselessly. We did not blow up that garage in the Prefecto. We have done deeds of good, and yet they have not been spoken about nor projected anywhere.
We're trying to make sure that shit doesn't happen again, dude. Please don't call the security on us.
Let's make a willpower roll.
Go, Ulez, go, Ulez, go. No. Go,
I'm
Ulez,
hoping
go,
some
Ulez,
good old
go.
Ulez trend. That's a 6 on the die. What am I rolling
That's a
again?
9.
This is willpower.
Willpower.
That's 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
so that's a 9.
yeah.
Okay.
Go,
That's
Ulez,
a
go,
moderate
Ulez, go.
success. So Val is just
Their little legs are still kicking, if that's a motivator.
Cadrax, while this is going on, you hear music, and this distracts you and breaks your concentration, and the three of you just plummet to the floor. Cadrax, take a point of determination. And Val sees you fall, and
I'll scramble up as soon as I can, just to be like, "Hi, no harm, it was an accident."
And you can hear a doors opening up in the hall from the sound of the fall. And
Please, Val.
Val is,
Please.
Benny, make a willpower roll.
No, wait, copy dice. Intern. Come on, here we go. That's only a 7.
7 total?
Yeah.
All right, that is actually a moderate success because I rolled very badly. Val does not look super convinced. He still looks totally afraid of you, but he's like, you know what? I want to hear more.
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna dig in my bag. I'm gonna give him my card. You can ask me whatever questions you want. Just please let us go.
Come here. And he kind of takes the three of you and runs over to the side. And there's like a supply closet, and he swipes, got like a swipe code on it, and he uses his card to swipe it open, and he lets the three of you into the closet, and he slams the door. And you hear him.
It's worth noting, Ulez has to hook their arms through Cadrax's to bring them over, since they are not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah, Cadrax, you are still in music land a little bit, and you can hear through the door. Val is just like, "Sorry, I tripped on the stair there, and I dropped my pen." And you just hear some angry voice just like, "Keep it down out here." And yes sir. And then you hear beep, and the door opens, and he gets into the closet and shuts the door behind him, and he's just like, "All right."
I turn on my phone front screen, so that there's light here and we're not sitting here in the pitch dark.
There's some gentle light from
Oh yeah,
Ulez.
you go too, yeah.
What do you mean you didn't do it? I saw you on the news. I saw you doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are false videos. We are coming here to prove that. They're not very well done either. I could have done a better job.
Cadrax, you are starting to come back a little.
We've actually had a very long past couple of days doing things that had nothing to do with bombs, but in fact with turning people who were turned to stone back into people. So we did, even if we wanted to, we wouldn't have had the time, I guess. But we just need to get in to see if those tapes came from here.
I mean, I don't even know where to start.
Do you believe us?
I don't know. But
Is there a way that we can prove ourselves? Oh, Cadrax, yes, you are back with us.
Was I gone?
I feel that we lose you at times.
Yes, when I am not alive.
That's okay. Listen, Val, if just saying, there are 3 of us, we could just decked you, and instead I'm here trying to convince you that we are not bad people. So I hope that does something for you, but
I don't know.
You know this place. Do you believe they are capable of intentional forgery in order to implicate others, and that they might be motivated to do such a thing? Your insight would, in fact, be very valuable.
Cadrax, make a willpower roll.
Yes. Do you think your corporation might be evil? Disaffected, uniquely, weirdly disaffected intern?
Evil corporations. Who ever heard of such a thing?
I mean, Cadrax hadn't heard of them till they got here. Now they have. 6. Because it's a willpower roll, and that's average for me. I will reemphasize this point every time.
I don't know anybody, here in the pay grade that would do stuff like that. I mean, I'm an intern,
But interns hear stuff.
I mean,
we don't exist, They just talk over us.
I don't know.
Heard anything?
The only thing I heard, and I didn't even know if this is true, but one of the other interns was saying this morning that the security guards were clearing people out of the garage before that explosion went off. Like they knew what was going to happen, but why would anybody do that? So it's it's probably just bull.
I mean, why would anyone do that if you were going to if you knew the explosion was going to happen? I mean, you'd get everyone out.
Well, if it has something to do with the security guards, I mean, and he kind of looks around, even though they're in the closet, it's like that jerk-ass Cowan is always running them around, like some kind of dictator. If anybody knew, he would.
I don't know. This feels very high up than security guards. They could also just be following instructions.
It'd be a necessary co-conspirator.
Yeah.
Though. And further, unless they have already altered that footage as well, there would be tape of
them
their prior intent.
Yeah, there'd be a video of them evacuating it. Okay. How far is the security station from here? I turned to Val. I guess you guys would probably know too. So.
Well, Colm Cowan's office is just up the stairs that you just passed, and the main security office, let's say where the video feeds are down the hallway that you were walking down. Val explains.
Yeah. I mean, do we go look at the security room?
Did we confirm if the printer was there?
No, what we know is that we saw a printer while we were in the security office, and the printer that was seen in the vision matched the printer that we observed here, indicating equally that it could be any printer that, the facilities have supplied with, anyone,
Close.
Just the same brand.
Yeah, close. I believe it was the computer you saw, and it matched the computer in the vision. And then Cadrax came up with the idea of seeing if you could find the printer somewhere on the premises. But yeah, that is essentially it. Same brand as the one you saw, same type.
So it could be anyone in the building. That said, if there is a cache of printer queues, or if it was printed via Wi-Fi, there would be record.
All right. I think the security room might be the best at the moment.
Okay.
And Val's sort of the security office is down to your right when you get out of the closet. There are always security guards in there. Colm Cowan's office is up those stairs. If he's in his office, I would avoid him. If he's not, he also has access to all of those feeds. So, I don't know. Either way, you're kind of taking a chance.
Benny, are you well?
I mean, how do we feel about a fire drill?
What does that consist of?
In a lot of these big buildings, they are equipped with a system in which it alerts everyone in the building when there might be a potential fire hazard in which case they are instructed to leave the premises.
Oh, a mass evacuation. That would be excellent.
That might do
Excellent.
us
Thank
some
you,
good.
Mr.
Val, do you want to take a walk and pretend you've not had an interrupted afternoon?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go my own way now.
I did give him my card as we were going into this, so I will let him have that. If he has other questions, he is welcome to contact me.
Or to give it back to us if he doesn't want evidence on his
That's
person.
true. That's true. Yeah, you don't have. You don't have to keep it if you don't want to.
If you all turn out to be guilty, I am going to be so angry. And if you don't turn out to be guilty, I don't know. Maybe we can get lunch sometime or something.
That's cool.
I don't know.
You seem neat. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about your stuff. Cool.
Okay. And he ducks out in the closet and he shuts the door behind him.
Okay.
And while you're waiting to make a move, we'll zip over to Vion Vigor, who is being brought up to an interrogation room at the 33rd Precinct in Baronsdale. And you are cuffed to the table and sat down in a hard plastic chair. And Noah Rose walks in and sits down across from you and takes out a pen and a pad and he slides it across the desk to you and he says, "So if you just want to write out your own confession, I think it would save us all a lot of time."
Yeah. So it's just a blank piece of paper and a pen?
Yeah, it's like a big legal pad and a pen.
Okay, great. I click it and I'm just going to start writing. Listen, I've been paid by the word, man. I can fill up some page space. Don't worry about that. So I start just kind of writing like the events of the last few days, most of which was the fact that I was turned into a statue during the hours upon which this probably would have happened. And so I'm kind of filling that out and I'm just kind of like talking to myself and I stop and I'm like, sorry, this is just so funny. A gift horse in the mouth. Like how many times have people gotten a gift horse where that becomes a saying? That don't make any sense. And getting cold feet, I get that. Everyone gets cold feet, but I keep writing again, like gift horse.
And his expression changes and he sort of loses the kind of false humor that he had a second ago. And
good. I like this. I like this part.
I'm running out of patience with you, Vion. That bomb could have killed people. You're going away for a very long time. If you cooperate with me, maybe I can put in a good word with the judge.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm sorry. I'm just, it's a lot for me. I didn't do it. And you bring up a good point. I mean, that could have killed a lot of people. In fact, it's, what time did this happen? I'm writing this down in my confession. Like I'm getting all my times right, but like, funnily enough, it's been an odd couple days. I was turned into a statue until about like what would you say, like late after, like early afternoon, right?
It was at night. I think it was late.
Yeah, it was nighttime.
Or sorry, when the bombing happened.
Oh, well, you tell me what time the bomb went off. Though that radio detonator in that C4 we found in your apartment was the exact same kind, so I assume that you're an expert.
If I'm an expert, and genuinely Vion drops his accent. Now, if I'm an expert, why would I rack up C4 in a parking garage where people are assumably coming in and out all the time? I mean, the company has interns, and yet no one's affected? I mean, that's Rose, that's next level. That's expertise. That's planning. That's not a. And I sit back. That's not an accident. I don't know that much of explosives. Honest to God, what you found in my apartment that wasn't mine. So the idea of having a radio detonated explosive placed in the garage and making sure it happens at the exact time that there's not a single casualty And I'm going to assume not a ton of structural damage. Rose, you're dealing with something really big here.
Make a willpower roll.
I would love to. Okay. Can I throw? Well, I'm not really performing, honestly, so I'm not going to attack that on. 6.
Hey, look. Nobody's accusing you of being a genius. Just a criminal.
Well,
maybe the detonator was supposed to go off at a different time. Maybe you messed it up.
No, but why would I? What would be the interest in taking human lives in that particular parking garage?
I don't know. You want to send a message to Perfecto? I heard you and your friends were at Perfecto headquarters just a week ago, poking around, asking questions.
Rose, if I did it, wouldn't that put Perfecto's entire reputation as a security system for the city into jeopardy? Now, I've been accused of many things. Being a genius is not one of them, but being a little chaotic, that's definitely a beyond vigor stamp right there. Part of me kind of wants to say that I'm guilty just so I can see how Perfecto would react. Now, that's fun. Rose, we're about to have some fun here. And I start typing out, I start writing out, perhaps I did it, ... Or maybe I didn't. This is interesting. Now I found myself in the middle of a conspiracy here, Rose. And I love that. You see, before I lived here, I used to write mystery novels. You don't mind if the accent comes in and out. It's been an interesting day. You see, I visited an old friend who told me that justice comes in different forms. Justice.
And he points to his badge on his pinned to his coat, and he's like, "This is where justice is."
Holy smokes, Rose. No, it's not. And I lean forward. And is it one of the interrogation rooms that's got a mirror and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I kind of glance back, smile, whether there's someone there or not, hard to tell. And I lean forward. Rose, you're involved in something that little piece of metal that someone just pressed with a bigger machine? I don't think that shield really means anything. And I think you're going to get crushed in this.
Make a willpower roll.
I'd love to. Great, 9.
And he looks like he's kind of losing his patience a little bit. And he stands up and he walks over. There's a security camera mounted to the corner of the room.
Yeah.
And he walks over to it and he pulls the power cable out of the back of it. And then he walks over to you and he puts his hand on the back of your neck. And he says, "I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Uh-huh.
You're going down for this.
Got it.
I don't care if you did it.
Okay.
So you can sign that confession
Uh-huh.
and walk out of here.
Yeah.
Or something else could happen. And I'll just have to say you confessed."
Interesting. Well, hot dang, I think
my patience.
Interesting, Rose. How recently did you get this promotion again?
Just a couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago, right before the explosion. Of course, they'd have to empty out the garage to make sure that no one was around. And this is, of course, following the attacks that have been happening on the police stations all around, which folks have been sending in. They've been hiring supers to go do this. So it's all about controlling the supers in the city. This is great. And I appreciate you helping me with this interrogation here, Rose, because it was going to take me so long to get all this information. And as much as I love writing, I hate research. I'm so bad at it.
And he sort of, he tightens his grip on you and he says, I have people I have to answer to also. So one of two things is going on that confession.
Yeah.
Your signature.
Yeah.
And he reaches into his coat and he pulls out his gun and he says, or your blood.
Oh, okay. Well, if you get into an airplane and you fly all the way across this great nation of ours and you land on the West Coast and you go to a very particular, might be a coroner's office, might not be, it's kind of lost track at this point. You're going to find a dead body. Looks just like this handsome face. And trust me, something much worse than a bullet happened in that one. So that kind of intimidation can work. But the thing is, you've just lit up your main thing. You have to answer to people and you need someone to take credit for this, which I am happy to do. Because it brings me even further into the middle of this investigation, which I'm interested in.
So just write down that you did it right there on the paper. I mean, something worse happened to you than getting shot? Were you looking for an insanity plea? I can back that. Don't matter to me.
Okay. That's not bad. You just need someone to take the fall for it. You need specifically me. Okay. And I grab the pen and I start to write, but then I stop. You need specifically one of us. And you knew that I visited Perfecto.
Make a willpower roll.
Great. Pumpkin blowing little hearts in my face. Love to see it. That's going to be 10.
And he says, well, you're one of the ones they want out of the way. So, yeah, it's got to be specifically you.
Interesting. By the way, a little bit of and I'm sure you know this. I don't mean to writer-splain something to a professional like yourself. You don't want to shoot me with your gun. That traces back to you. What you probably want to do is take my cuffs off and probably get me in some sort of accident. That way it looks like it was incidental. Or you can make it look like it was some sort of self-inflicted wound. Maybe I panicked or something. Or maybe you might want to give yourself a little bit of a shiner so it looks like I was actually reacting to you and then you had to do it in self-defense. I am a super after all, so that actually would completely fall into the line. That actually feeds the story even better. But you don't. But you need that confession. You need that confession from me.
Yeah. So are you going to write it or not?
What exactly do you want me to write?
Maybe you're angry at Perfecto for some reason. Maybe, maybe I don't know. You don't like them getting involved in the city. Maybe you bought a computer and it didn't work well. Honestly, I don't really care. I just want to see that you and your friends planted that bomb.
Great. I honest to God, I mean this, and I want you to know that before what happens next. I hope you don't get hurt in this. And I am
hurt in what?
I appreciate you telling me all this. And I think most importantly, I appreciate the connection you and I have. The physical connection that you and I have, because you just told all of that to me while your hand was on my body, which means I can post-cog this. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Rick, I would like to teleport out of there.
Make a magic roll to see if you got teleportation.
I love it. That's going to be a 10. That's going to be a 12. Sorry about that.
Okay, your teleportation.
Does everyone know how cool Omar is? Like, just the coolest person met in my entire life, just ever. That's
It
all
is
I needed
known.
to say. Thank you. Good jeez.
Yeah, that definitely turns it on. Make it. Where are you teleporting to?
Just away out to the street.
Okay,
I'm
make it
gonna
teleportational.
try to bamf away.
You can only bamf a city block, so or you can only go one block at a time. So
you know
make
what?
a roll.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna roll. So that's gonna be my magic level, which is 3, plus my roll here. All right, that's gonna be a 5.
Okay, you bamf your way outside, and you find yourself a little groggy. We're gonna say you're a little stunned now, and
okay.
You're gonna have to walk from here.
I'm happy to walk. I'm gonna turn off teleportation. I imagine we're in downtown. I'm gonna bump into someone. Is that right?
You're in Yard Hill, so there are people everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. I bumped into somebody, and I apologize. Hey, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Long day. I got a good look at them, Rick. I would like to turn on transformation if that's okay, and I'd like to turn on into them as I walk away.
Make a magic roll.
Great.
Transformation.
It's gonna be it's a 9.
Well, that is enough to turn it on at level 3.
Humanoids, including voice and whatever clothing they're wearing, your imitation is exact enough to fool tests like fingerprinting, retinal scans, or even in DNA tests. I don't gain their abilities, but I don't need them.
You're really missing out. This guy's just got like beautiful still life art skills.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
God, what I'd give for that.
It is an automatic once the magic is on. So, yeah, we're gonna say you transform into this person and disappear into the crowd. Meanwhile, back at Perfecto headquarters, what are the three of you doing?
We didn't start the fire. It's much more specific than that. Benny.
Yes.
So you're going to a Billy Joel concert, or wait?
Yeah, we're bailing actually. No. Okay, so they'll probably be able to tell if it was someone who just pulled an alarm. So I think I need to actually get some heat under some detectors. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go do that. You wait here, and I'm gonna listen to make sure no one is out in the hallway. Oh yeah, ping. Do that. Gosh, what am I think I'm doing?
Give me a ping roll.
Yeah. 11.
I mean, that's easy. These are just walls, regular walls, and the hallway is clear right now.
Okay. Incidentally, since I was making this ping, they were talking about whether Colm Cowan might have been in his office. So I observe a person in the office that Val indicated that matches the rough stature of the person I met.
No, the office is empty.
I will also report that to my allies to possibly alter our motivations for arson.
Okay, so this might take a second to get everybody out. So we'll just chill. But it also is going to bring firefighters, so we're going to have to be quick. Is this like a janitor's closet, like a maintenance closet?
Yeah, supply closet, I think I said, but yeah.
Can I get a mop or a rag or a broom? Sure,
we'll say there's a mop.
All right, I'm gonna take that mop and I'm gonna duck out of the room, and I'm gonna try to find. Is this like a how regular are the?
It's a corporate office, so fairly regularly.
Okay.
There's at least one in every hallway. Maybe two at opposite ends.
Okay, so I'm gonna find. I want to just kind of start walking, and I want to find a bathroom, and then I would like to start my hands on fire, and with the top of the mop in it. Let me see if I can do that. I can. I would like to ignite the top of this mop, take my hands out, and just lift it up to a few of them, get it kind of smoky in here, and then once the alarms go off, I'm going to duck into the bathroom.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like you do that. I'm not even going to make you roll for an effect here because they're smoke alarms and you're holding smoke up to them, and burning a mop, I think, would create a hell of a lot of smoke.
I don't make much smoke, but I can make other things make smoke.
Yeah, a couple of minutes go by, and then suddenly, boop, boop, boop.
There's probably also smoke detectors in the bathroom, which means I could probably just keep doing it in here.
Smoke alarms trigger. And you can hear now voices in the hallway. People just like, okay, people, file one at a time, just like we drilled, and you can hear like all these shuffling footsteps and stuff like that. And a couple of minutes go by, and it dies down a little bit.
On our little radio to Benny, is there a time that it is appropriate to come out of this closet?
Whenever it's clear.
Okay.
It's not a metaphor, folks. It's just a closet. Sometimes a closet is just a closet.
So if Cadrax detects that it's all clear, then we will be on our way. Do some.
Cadrax, you make ping roll?
I mean, I'm just making gentle, regular pings to get a sense of motion and all that, just so we know when the way is clear. Kind of thing.
I'm going to say I'll use your last ping roll through it to keep things rolling, and say that you're just making gentle, regular ping rolls at that same level. And it basically looks like most of the place is cleared out. It looks like there are one or two people left in the hallways who are kind of going door to door checking offices, but there are none in that particular hallway that you're in right now.
All right, I will communicate our time window based on their path of travel, and I think perhaps it is time for us to make our way to the Office of Security. Yes.
All right.
On my way out, I am going to find like a trash bin in the hallway and just stuff the smoldering, probably mostly smoldered out mop in there, just to give it an origin point. So there'll still be some smoke happening, and it might start on fire, but it's in a bin, and we're going to be gone, so.
Safety first.
All right, you come out, and the three of you meet up in the hallway again. And where you're headed? You're headed for the security office or Colin Cowan's office?
Knowing that Cowan's not in the office is kind of appealing.
I agree.
Especially because we can probably, if he has like admin rights, we can probably pull security information from his computer.
That's true.
That's true.
All right, I believe we should go to the office of that titled person whom did not appreciate the threats that I offered.
Though they were excellent and extremely intimidating. Yes, I concur.
Thank you. We worked hard.
Off we go.
Okay, so you race up the stairs and into the office, and it was, I think we described, kind of a plain office. It has got a desk chair, and then two chairs facing the desk, and there's like a desktop computer on the desk, and that desktop computer is the one that looked like the one in Vion's postcog of the note, but again, it's just the same brand, not necessarily the same computer, but this is the one that you identified, and otherwise, the office is empty. He's not in there.
Okay, yeah, I will rush over and touch that computer.
Give me an interface roll. We might just go a couple of minutes over here, but we're close.
7 if I add my investigation.
7 if you add investigation. It's a moderate success. Les, Perfecto has very, very high security. And
hold on. My brain is having a moment. Am I supposed to roll intellect with my interface?
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, 6, it's okay. It happens. 7, 8, a lot 9, of numbers flying around.
10.
Okay, so that is very different. That is a major success. So you are talking with this computer. What are you looking for?
Security footage.
Okay, and yeah, you are able to find access to the bank that holds security footage.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything from the date and time that was like when we had seen that one video that was broadcasted on the news? Can I look up anything like when you can like Google image, like an image that exists in that database, like that version of that, so I can.
Sure. You search through the video systems, and you are able to find, with a major success, the same footage you saw on the news seems to be in the system for the time that it was said, that it happened. And like Val said, you have footage of security guards clearing people out of the garage prior to the explosion, say about a half hour, 45 minutes before it happened. There is no audio, so you can't tell what they're telling the people or why they're saying they need to clear out, but you can see security guards moving people out.
Okay, I like to download that into one of like my hair file storage wires. And if I were to like control F through the email, would I find any reference to this maneuver that was made? Like, was it something that had been talked about through security? Like, okay, on this day we've got like an evacuation. What purpose is it for? Like, how are they trying to flavor it?
You search through emails, you do not find anything that appears to implicate, nothing seems to address this bomb or anything, peripheral to it. It's just a lot of sort of very standard business communication between Colin Cowan and members of his team and executives at Perfecto and stuff like that. You see a lot of communications with Julian Court. Apparently he talks to the CEO a lot. That is about it. And while you are downloading that stuff, the door kicks open, and Colin Cowan
go for it.
Sticks his head in, and he's, what the hell? And everyone roll initiative. Fuck.
9.
I'm sorry, Cadrex?
9.
9. 5.
6.
6. So Cadrex, you're going to go first, then Colin Cowan, then Ulez, then Benny. Cadrex, you see him reaching for his, what you presume is a gun under his jacket.
All right. I'm going to rush him, so I'm the most in his face with that gun, and I'm going to cast silence so that he cannot call for assistance.
That's a complex task. Give me a complex task roll. I'm going to say the rushing is just movement. You're not like tackling him or anything.
Yep.
Right?
No, I'm just making myself the most visible target from among my allies. That's a 10.
Okay, that's a 10. He rolled well, but he is an old man. I think he would think he's Michael Rookers, who we cast as Colin Cowan, and he's just an ordinary human with no superpowers. So all of a sudden, he's just kind of, and he can't get any words out. But it is his turn, and he reaches into his jacket and he pulls out his gun and he points it at you, and you can see him trying to yell, "Freeze! Freeze! Freeze!" But he doesn't shoot. Ulez, it's your turn.
I'm gonna run up to him, touch him, and teleport away.
Where are you going to teleport him to?
The roof, preferably.
Ulez.
We'll see if that goes well.
Running up to him and touching him, I think it's a free action. If you're just trying to touch him, it's like it's not really like an attack, so it feels unfair to make you roll prowess to touch him. On the other hand, I guess you can try and dodge. So yeah, make a prowess roll to see if you can touch him.
That'll be a first. I don't think I've ever rolled prowess this entire game. I don't even know what I have in prowess. I have a 4 + 5 is 9, and I have nothing to add to that.
Well, his coordination's not great. Like I said, he's kind of an old man, so that will be enough. You get your hand on him, make a teleportation roll.
Come on, Odai, don't fail me now. You didn't fail me. That becomes a 10.
So you shoot right up to the roof with no problem. You lose a stamina because you're taking a passenger with you. And you get up there. Cadrex, how long do you think the silence effect works? I guess outside of your presence, it terminates, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're not there to...
I would imagine the way that I approached it, was probably centered on me, because wave cancellation would have to originate from a point, and he can't generate that active noise cancellation. So yes, he would immediately leave my silence.
Okay, so you get to the roof, Ulez. The two of you see them disappear. And Ulez, up on the roof, he kind of pulls back and he's just like, "What are you doing here?"
You don't get to point weapons at myself and my friends. I am tired of this. We are here to clear our names, and we will succeed.
And I would like to teleport before he could answer back to my friends.
Okay.
Can I also let you know that I am trying to be... Well, no. Hold on to that.
Okay. You already just made your move, so it's
I'm
his
good to wait.
move.
Oh.
Okay, he is going to, he's sort of like, okay, he's going to try and sweep kick you, essentially, to knock you off your feet.
Okay.
So it's a prowess roll from me, coordination if you want to try and dodge it, or coordination. Okay.
5 on the die, 4 is 9. Ooh, this is having a good night.
Okay, that is a marginal success. So I'm going to say is that like he kind of kicks your legs and you like lose your balance but don't quite fall. And now it's your turn.
Me or Benny?
Oh no, you're alone on the
combat
now.
ones. Okay.
Yeah, no, Cadrax and Benny are down in the office.
Teleporting. Ha ha. I got a 1 on my die. So I mean, I'm trying to teleport myself away, and that is going to be a total of 8.
And you got a 1 on your die?
Yep. Where do I go?
Ulez, you teleport down into the parking garage, into the middle of a whole bunch of CSI police officers who are examining the whole place.
Oh no.
While you are surrounded, Cadrax, Benny, what are you doing in the office?
I've immediately stepped up and was planning on kicking the shit out of him, but so I was moving into the space anyways, and I think Benny has just grabbed onto Cadrax's upper arm, in a
Willis will contact us as soon as they have the opportunity. We have our communicators all as well. We need to gather whatever evidence we can as quickly as possible because Kumkawan will near certainly be informing the others. Perhaps that is what you would like to assist me with in this moment, since our best data analyst is not in place. And Cadrax is going to move to where... So I've been pinging. There aren't security officers in the other room, or are there? Because there were at one point, and then we pulled the fire alarm thing, but there are still the people who are going up and down.
Yeah,
do I need to go beat up some security officers?
No, the hallway still seems clear at this point.
All right. Then we should analyze printers, grab any printed paper that you see, and compare it to the pattern that we saw. We'll do that in the next rooms as well. I will do what meager searches I can.
Give me intellect rolls for both of you.
Okay.
If you have anything that applies as far as searching or investigation, you can use it now.
We have 2 people. That's more than average who are good at investigation. Hello, welcome to the Muscle Squad.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah, 7.
6. I love to split us up in ways that is interesting.
That was a very diplomatic description of it, yes.
Okay, you start looking around Cowan's office and just kind of scanning his desk. You look at his printer, but you can't really tell anything from it. It's you don't even while you know the idea, that printers can be matched to printers. You can't quite spot anything that would indicate whether or not this has anything to do with the note you received.
I'm gonna on printers there's normally a sticker that has the numbers, the info about the printer. I'm gonna take a picture of that. I'm gonna turn the printer on and find the info thing. There's an info page that sometimes will have if there's a fax number or whatever, the identification stuff for the printer. I'm gonna take pictures of all of that and someone else can deal with it later. This is all Benny can do.
Okay. You do that.
Collect
Cadrax,
data.
I can go through the software queue of the printer because there's always the jobs list.
Yeah.
Grab that up.
Okay. Cadrax, give me another intellect roll.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, that was the opposite of the bad. 12.
Nice.
Okay. You are going through the jobs list on the printer, and you don't see anything extremely interesting, but you do notice that next to the printer on the table, there is one of those handheld micro cassette recorders.
Are you sure it's not in my possession? I know you say it was there, but is it not now in my pocket?
Yeah, you pick it up, you put it in your pocket?
Most assuredly, yes.
Okay. And otherwise, you don't really see much of interest, and now you can hear people starting to flood back into the hallways.
Before we leave, very quickly, can we get the head of security has something that is a room directory, like who is in what place. What room's the CEO in?
Make another intellect roll. It's a very specific ask.
Oh, hey, 5 on the die. Okay, plus 6, 11.
11. You find a book labeled Building Directory. Are you going to go through it here and now?
Absolutely not. That is an outside up in the air problem.
Okay. You stuff it in your pocket, I guess, with the cassette recorder.
There's a window here, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's, it can be easily opened?
From the inside?
Well, this is like one of those like Manhattan office buildings where like the windows don't open.
That does not clarify things for me. But I will follow it. Like, oh yes, Manhattan office buildings that I have spent all of my time.
Take my word for it. Yeah, no, windows don't open.
I'm preparing to commit a property damage.
By all means.
You gonna blast it?
Yeah. I mean, people accuse me of this all of the time as a soprano.
All right,
There's a time that Cadrax.
Give me a roll for harmonic resonance.
10.
And you turn to the window and you unleash the voice. And as the window explodes in front of you, we will see you next week.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This went exactly as you expected.
I mean, not really.
Every element, beat for beat. Don't lie, Rick.
Very surprising turns in this one. I got three quarters of the notes that I took for stuff just unused because y'all just.
We're so mean to you. We're so mean to you.
It is honestly one of my favorite things, when it's like when I just think, no matter how many times like I think I'm like, okay, yeah, they might do this, they might do that. It's just like, and it's like, nope, I'm always totally wrong. It's like, and that's it's why we play the games, as they say in sports. So yeah, we went a little bit overtime, but thanks for sticking with us. Real quick, everyone, let's go around the table, tell the good people where they can find you, starting with Omar Najam.
Hey everyone, I'm Omar. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter. I'm gonna try this. I just learned it right before. OMARNAJAM on Twitter. Ooh. And other than that, you can find me here on Power Play. I hope you have a good day.
Omar's great. Follow him on Twitter. He's got funny tweets all the time. He's got that Disneyland account too.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I have a fake Disneyland account. Hatbox Goat. It's like Hatbox Ghost, but it's a goat instead of a ghost. That's it.
Hatbox greatest of all time, I think. And Caitlin Bruder.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Bruder. I'm here. Also, again, check out the hashtag StopLine3, the numerical 3, to find out ways to help the water protectors up in northern Minnesota. I'm going to keep pumping that because they need assistance right now.
If you tweeted about it again after the show, we will all repump that for you.
Mm-hmm.
B Zelda.
Yeah, hello. I have been your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. I am a podcaster, a member of the Broadswords. Hello, Broadswords in the chat. Hey, Tracy. I am the host of Anime Attaché, where we're actually wrapping up season 1 of My Hero Academia. And if you've been on the internet, we all just found out that Mineta is bi, and we all have bad feelings because we wish he didn't exist. And the gay community is so conflicted. So please add us at Anime Attaché if you want to talk about what is happening. Yeah.
In the future, we're just gonna have B list the shows that they're not on. Things go a little faster.
I tried to keep it short. We're just gonna talk podcasts today,
Fair enough. And of course, last and never least, the amazing Sam Delev.
Hi I've been Kat Drax Eversinger. You can find my role-playing and variety streaming throughout the Twitchernet with my schedule on twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY, and all of my one-offs on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY. Recently just did an interview with our very own Sarah from End, or Estrovian Associate of End, Amy Dallin, on D&D Beyond, talking about why rogues are great. So if you want to learn more about infiltration and sneaking and escaping the consequences of your actions, check that out. That's up on D&D Beyond's VOD.
I think I would probably throw out there that Sarah is a member of the Estrovian resistance, and would probably had no idea of the evil shenanigans End was up to. Amy would never do that.
Amy would never.
Amy would never. Or would she? I am Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at PowerPlayRPG. And I will be back here next week with all these incredible people to help sort out this chaos. So on that, the theater goes dark, and we are somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean in the present day. A helicopter shoots across the water with 3 people inside. The pilot, who I'll say is played by Emily Blunt. The co-pilot, who is Daniel Kaluuya, from Get Out. And a passenger, a passenger sits in the back wearing a suit and tie. I'll say he's played by Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso. And there is not much conversation. They're just kind of zipping along. But then the pilot's eyes fall to the control readout, and she notices the fuel needle is almost on E. And she says, "Oh, crap." And the co-pilot, who's sitting right beside her, goes, "What's the problem?" And the pilot responds, "We're losing fuel." And she does that thing where she taps, the readout. And that gets everybody's attention. And she flips on her radio and says, "SOS, SOS, this is Coralon 12. We are almost out of fuel and we are in need of assistance." And the passenger in the back shouts, "Turn around, go back to the ship." And the pilot shakes her head and she says, "We'll never make it that far. We're going to have to make a water landing." And the passenger says, "You mean?" And the pilot nods. "Yeah, we're going to crash into the ocean." And the co-pilot turns to the man in the back. "There's a raft beneath your seat. See if you can." And the pilot shouts, "Wait!" And she points ahead of them, and they all look, and they see a small island in the distance. And they all seem baffled. And the passenger says, "I thought you said there was no land out here." And the pilot replies, "There shouldn't be, but there is, and I think we can make it." And they zip towards the island as the engine begins to sputter. And before they reach it, the pilot brings them low over the water, and the engine conks out, and the helicopter plunges into the depths. And one by one, the 3 of them slowly surface and tread water. And the pilot shouts, "Is everyone okay?" And the other 2, obviously shook up, look at her and they nod. And the pilot says, "All right, we swim for shore. Once we're on land, we can..." But before she can finish, the co-pilot says, "Mother of God." And he points, and the other 3 look up, and all of their eyes go wide as they see a Tyrannosaurus Rex walking along the shore of the island. And on that, we'll see you next week. Thanks for playing with us.